All right, we're live. No intros today. My soundboard is a little bit glitchy. As you can see, we had a pretty rough start. But there you go. Now it wants to react. But I guess this will serve as a blooper beginning. That's what we're gonna call it. This will be a blooper beginning.
Subscribe to youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Chalk that up to another mistake. How about that?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. I want to fight. But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is Thursday, prediction and preview day, and we have a jam-packed show. Even though we had a rough start, let me just bring it back and let you know all the goodies. We were supposed to have Ronnie Shields at around 7:15, but I guess not. So 15 minutes later, we'll get him on the line. He obviously has Jermall Charlo on the card, July 29th. Brooklyn, Barclays Center, Broner versus Garcia, Big Baby Miller versus Gerald Washington, Jermall Charlo versus Sebastian Heiland. I mean, even Rashid Warren's on there, Katie Taylor's, just so much to talk about. We can't forget the big announcement today. I don't know how big it is. I know my hipster's excited about Jorge Linares taking on Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell. So let's head on out to the Golden State to talk to that hipster.
Dollar DiBiase production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just hope the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes. Here, everywhere. Let's not forget that Carl Frampton's also fighting this weekend on Showtime, Facebook Live, and on YouTube. So Carl Frampton being one of the best 126 pounders in the world. Definitely go check that out. He's fighting Andreas Gutierrez for a WBC Eliminator. So it's free. It's online. Everyone can watch it. So I highly implore anyone to watch that as well. Plus, obviously, we have the fight of the weekend, potentially, Broner versus Garcia. Then we have obviously Jermall Charlo versus Jorge Sebastian Heiland, which I think is a fantastic fight. We have Big Baby Miller versus Gerald Washington. I think that's an awesome heavyweight fight as well against two top 15, top 20 guys. I'm hyped. I'm pumped. I can't wait to chop it up with you, Ness, and the callers.
How hyped are you?
Fight party hyped.
So are you having a fight party? Are the guys coming over?
I can't. I got to work, man. Come on. Like, we're going to do a live fight chat probably. Like, we have to be realistic. Like, come on. I know Info Joe is having a fight party, but.
All right. Well, this, according to our rating system, this is definitely fight party worthy. This is go see the fight. Tickets have been reduced. You can get some really good ringside tickets for a fairly good amount. I watched the press conference. Adam Sperber, our New York correspondent, was live on hand. Interviews are going up as we speak. I wish I was an octopus, but I'm not. Trying to be. Really working on that. Let's get into the main event and work backwards, finishing off with news and notes. Broner, Garcia. The betting line has obviously come back down to reality. Broner is attesting that to, the Vegas bookies paying attention to him being in Colorado Springs and looking like Iron Man. Did you watch the press conference? I know you were a bit busy today with the kid and all, but did you have a chance to watch the press conference or at least the highlights on Instagram where you can always catch highlights?
I actually did not see anything from Broner Garcia necessarily, but I did see obviously the Gerald Miller mic takeaway from Gerald Washington. I saw that. That was interesting. I gotta admit, I was kind of hyped on that, even though it's not gonna be aired on Showtime, which I think is just a mortal sin.
Wait. When's the last time you got updated? Because last I heard, even Kelly Taylor is gonna be on. It's a very rough schedule, and I'm gonna try and see if the producer can find the actual article or something that we can use. But I know that boxing is gonna start on Showtime as early as 5 o'clock Eastern time. They will be streaming whatever UK fight. Oh, the Frampton. They're going to stream the Frampton one, and we'll be able to see that as well as Kaylee Taylor. And then at 7, they'll do the Gerald Washington and Rashid Warren. And then at 9, they'll do the big triple header, which is I guess the double header. I don't know. At 9 is when they do, Garcia Charlo, or excuse me, Garcia Broner Charlo Heiland. Boom. All right, step in anytime now.
I'm looking up, doing producer stuff.
Oh yeah. Call him. I can't multitask. So look, we're gonna talk about the fight, and obviously there was gonna be a lot of callers to call in, and they're gonna give their prediction on the fight and how they feel that it's gonna win. I think it's my job to talk about other things other than the fight. I know some particular callers get upset and like, oh, let's stick to boxing, but look, I gotta say that at the face-off, Broner obviously didn't listen to 4-4-4. I mean, at the face-off, he whips out a wad of dough, and he didn't go money phone, but he just started to count it for no reason, puts it back in his sweatpants. I mean, are you still doing producing stuff? You're looking like Shaggy and shit. What's up?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading stuff. Sorry, I'm reading the information about the live stream. Apparently, if you're outside the U.S., you will not be allowed to view the live stream fights on YouTube or Facebook. Obviously, if you just want to do like,
but if you have Showtime Premium, you can watch it on Showtime Premium as well. I read that. Keep checking. I don't know if you. I'm not in this article.
This article doesn't have that. This article doesn't have. I'm not saying that's not true, but this article does not have that. But like you said, yes, the fights that you just mentioned will be streamed. The Katie Taylor fight, the Gerald Washington, Gerald Miller fight, and obviously the Carl Frampton fight as well.
So just applauding Showtime. Espinoza really being a man of the people. He replies to the common fan, and that's how I got wind of this. I seen him reply to a common fan who, instead of axing, was really chastising poor Steven. He was like, oh, man, I can't believe you guys are dropping the ball. You're not going to show Katie Taylor or Gerald Washington fucking show, and it's like, whoa. And he's like, whoa, pump the brakes. We haven't said that yet. So that right there gave me, hope. And then a couple of days later, boom, he's, ready. Listen, Ronnie is ready. And I think that our co-producer is still en route. So what I'm going to do is I'll connect Ronnie, right? And then, you help me and all that good stuff. And we'll get this thing jumping because I want to ask him some questions. I completely forgot that Monster has a couple of other guests, too. We got Luis Arias in the middleweight division. Interesting guy to have on since, Charlo's going to be fighting. Then we also are going to be having, who's the next guest, Matt? Come on, where's
the next guest is, hold on, I'm sorry. The next guest is Mario Barrios at 9 p.m.
Yeah. The Niño de Oro, right? He goes by Niño de Oro. I don't know. We got to start forcing Matt to talk some Spanish around him. And I was visiting my cousin yesterday. He's a notary to the public, so I needed some things notarized. I went to see him, and he's actually Portuguese. And I'm like, man, would you believe my boy talks absolutely none?
It's not like I'm from Portugal. Like, I hope that's very clear, people.
Doesn't matter. I mean, you got parents, right? Yeah,
but they're not from Portugal.
Yeah, look, I hear a lot of excuses. How about that?
I'm white. Come on, man.
Whatever, bro. Look, go ahead and get to, I guess, your prediction of Broner Garcia. I'll go in the back and discuss connect Shields.
Perfect. Obviously, we have Broner Garcia being the main event and being the fight that we're all here for, and I think everyone is excited for. Mainly because we have Mike Garcia, an undefeated fighter. He hasn't faced anyone like an Adrien Broner in terms of that style, the power, the size. This is going to be a very intriguing fight in terms of style matchup. You know, I've been watching a lot of tape of both Broner and Garcia. It's kind of hard to tell from my standpoint of really can Mike Garcia take advantage of the flaws in Adrien Broner. That's always been the big question to me. I think the Pauly fight against Broner. What?
All dressed in black. I'm back with Ronnie. Let me go ahead and connect them. Ronnie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, we're live with world-renowned trainer. Yes, we hear you loud and clear perfectly. We're live with world-renowned trainer Ronnie Shields. He's trained a bunch of people. Google him. This is the 20th century. He's a fantastic trainer, has a significant fight Saturday, July 29th with his middleweight now, Jermall Charlo. Ronnie, how did you see Jermall in this training camp? I seen that on the WBC 30-day weigh-in, he was as high as 171. Then at the around, I think it was the 15, he was like 167. He seems to be a big middleweight. Even in the face-off with Heiland, he's about numerous inches bigger than Heiland. I mean, how do you feel having such a magnificent specimen like that in the middleweight division?
Oh, absolutely, man. He's going to be a force in the middleweight division. You know, junior middleweight. You know, we just had good at junior middleweight division. Couldn't make it anymore. You know, but you know, I wanted him to give up the title before he fought Julian Williams. He said, "Hell no! You're talking too much trash. I got to make it one more time before I move up to middleweight." So he forced himself down just to fight Julian Williams. And now in the middleweight division, you know, look, we have a tough fight ahead of us on Saturday night here in Brooklyn, New York, you know, and, you know, we're looking forward to it. Jermall's in great shape. And as you see, man, he's a big guy. He's not a small guy. And he's going to be bigger than most middleweights.
Hey, Ronnie, it's Matt, one of the co-hosts of The Boxing Voice. First off, thank you for being on. It's a pleasure to have you on as such a world-renowned trainer. You know, Jermall Charlo seems like a very intense individual, and it definitely seems like he is hyper-focused on this fight and in the middleweight division. Do you ever need to get him to relax in a way? Because he does seem like a very focused and intense person.
Well, you know, he's relaxed when he gets in the ring. That's, you know, I need him to be just the way he is right now. I need him. He's just totally focused on Sebastian Heiland right now. That's where his focus is. His focus is not on anybody else. And that's the way I want to keep it. You know, he's tensed up and all that, but I love that because he takes all this aggression out in the ring. And that's where he's supposed to take it out at.
Ronnie, Jermall put out I'm going to say they're called Ring King Promotions, put out a montage video that they did on Jermall Charlo training. It was like in a basement, really intense. It had the Tupac music behind it. And instead of the lyrics, it was him talking how he took over the 154-pound division, how he's undefeated, and how he feels he's one of the best. And then as the video is about to end, he says, matter of fact, I am the best. Do you feel that he can be this generation's next best fighter? You know, that undefeated guy, kind of like Mayweather. I know that the O is important to these casual fans. Do you think that Jermall is one of those guys where that O is probably going to be with him for the rest of his career?
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, he has the capability to defeat everybody. You know, the kid is so focused, and that's what I love about him. You know, he is so focused on everything. And, but, the good thing about Jermall is he's been around so many good fighters that I've worked with before that he knows how to be focused because he watched those guys, Evander Holyfield, Cornell Whitaker, Melvin Taylor, Mark Breland. He watched all of those guys in camp all the time, and you see how focused that you have to be. And, and he's just so into that, and he just believes that anybody they put in front of him, he can beat. And, and I love that focus about him. And, and I have no problems in the gym with this guy training. I have to stop him from doing things, man, because he continuously want to do things, and I just don't want him to overdo it. But, he's a good listener. He pays attention to everything that you said. And, I just love that about him. And like, this kid is going to be around for a long time, and he's going to rule the middleweight division real soon.
With the fight coming up against Jorge Sebastian Heiland and being a title eliminator, first question of two-parter is, what positives from Heiland do you see that you had to sort of plan for? And obviously, with it being an eliminator, do you hope to get the winner of Canelo Triple G next?
Well, the thing about George Heiland is that, I say the kid is real focused and is always in great shape. This kid, he throws a lot of punches, and he's always there, right in front of you. So, you don't have to look for him because, he's there to be found. So, but when I look at him, he's always in great shape, man. And this kid, he throws so many punches around. So, so we have to come up with a game plan to obviously beat this guy. But, to ask yourself the question, yes, absolutely. Everything goes well on Saturday night. When we get back Heiland, Jermall will be the number one contender. He'll be the mandatory defense for the winner of Triple G and Canelo. And we're going to enforce that. We're not going to, Heiland been the number one contender for 2 years, and the kid never fought for the world title. That's ridiculous to me. It's nowhere in the world that, I don't know if they paid this kid step aside money. I have no idea what they did with this kid. But if I was his promoter, his manager, whatever, I would have raised hell with the WBC and letting all these other guys fight. And he's been number one contender for 2 years. So, we're not definitely going to wait around and wait for that to happen. Our main goal is to fight for the middleweight championship of the world. And we win on Saturday night, definitely, we're going to push for it to be, the mandatory, but to fight the winner within the allowed amount of time that, that the WBC says they have to fight it.
Ronnie, you're talking about that mandatory position, fighting Canelo or the winner of Triple G. But Jermall's brother, Jermall, did an interview in Las Vegas saying that Daniel Jacobs and his brother Jermall will have to face each other. And that storyline kind of makes sense, being as though that Jacobs feels he beat Triple G. And now Charlo, if he beats, obviously, Heiland, he puts himself in position. So now you got two guys that are looking for the winner. Have you heard anything about that? Because I actually spoke to Andre Rozier, the trainer of Jacobs, and he also, said that they would be willing to get in there with Charlo. But he feels that Jacobs is way too much, and it's too soon to be talking Charlo versus Jacobs.
Well, of course Andre feels that way because that's his fighter. You're supposed to say that way about your fighter. But his fighter had an opportunity to fight for the middleweight championship of the world, and he lost. Hey, now he got to get back in line. No, why do we want to? If we win this fight and go head on and become the mandatory, why do we want to fight Danny Jacobs? Danny Jacobs ain't the champion. The winner out of Triple G, Canelo is the champion. That's the defense that we want. Well, why should we have to fight Danny Jacobs? For what? For nothing? to get to the mandatory position to fight Danny Jacobs for nothing. What sense does that make? It don't make no sense at all. They're telling us we have to fight another eliminator. They said you fight the winner out of Triple G and Canelo. Period.
Before you go, and before obviously you have other fighters in your gym. Erislandy Lara is one of your most well-known fighters. Obviously, one of the best at 154 pounds. He's sort of been out of the news recently. We haven't really heard anything about him and what his future fights are, what his future plans are. Do you have any insight on what is next for Erislandy Lara?
Yeah, I just was told a few days ago that for me to get him ready because in October they're going to be announcing a opponent soon, so we're definitely going to be fighting in October.
Now, Ronnie, I don't want to let you go without getting your thoughts on some of these fights on the card. Obviously, you've trained numerous big name heavyweights. What do you think of Big Baby Miller? He's definitely something that I love to watch in my fighters. His bravado, his confidence, the way he got up there, snatched a mic from Gerald Washington. Do you think that he's a great heavyweight or can be a great heavyweight?
Absolutely, he can be a great heavyweight. The kid is very confident, but his ring skills speak for itself. The guy can fight. Plain and simple. Look, but to me, he has a tough fight with Gerald Washington because Gerald Washington brings a lot to the table. He brings a lot to the table. And, but I like Big Baby, man. He can fight. The guy has proven it over and over and over, and now, this is really his opportunity for everybody to see him. So, and I think he's going to do big things in the heavyweight division, man. And the heavyweights need a guy like him because, he's flamboyant, but he backs it up with his head. So I like Jarrell Miller, man, and I really think he's going to do some big things in the heavyweight division.
And obviously Garcia Broner, with the world putting Broner as a 5-1 underdog, now the betting line kind of evening up. You know him better than anybody from that amateur circuit and just from being in the industry. Is it smart money to bet on Broner for this one, or do we go with the Mexican superstar Mikey Garcia?
Well, if I was a betting man, I would grab the 5-1 against Broner. I would have grabbed that right away if I was a betting man. Because look, let me tell you something, man. When Adrien Broner puts his mind to it and the kid gets in shape, and he looked great today to me. I don't know how he looked to you guys today, but he looked like he was in shape, like he was ready to go. He got away from his hometown. He went out to Colorado, and he put in some work there. So he looks good, he sounds good, and it's hard for me to bet against a guy that I've been knowing for a very long time, and for a guy that I really know who can fight. Can't take anything away from Mikey Garcia, though. Mikey Garcia is a really, really good fighter, man, that you can't overlook, because if you overlook a guy like Mikey Garcia, he'll knock you out. It's plain and simple as that. But I think it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a real close fight. But, I'm leaning toward Adrien Broner.
And Ronnie, the rumor is Wilder, Ortiz, obviously, again, with your heavyweight experience. What's your prediction for that one?
For Wilder versus who?
Luis King Kong Ortiz, the Cuban heavyweight.
Well, yes, I know Ortiz. It's hard for me to go against a guy like Deontay Wilder. Deontay, man, he has that punch, and I know Ortiz, he's a southpaw. He has a good punch also, but it's a different level of skills when you get in there with a guy like a Deontay Wilder, a big guy. He's tall, he's lean, but everybody knows Deontay can punch at that right hand, and the right hand has not failed him yet. And I don't think it's going to fail him against a guy like Luis Arias. But look, it depends on which Ortiz. Ortiz is a strange guy. He shows up in some fights he don't. When you fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, you have to be at your best. And I think he probably will be at his best. But but some guys like him, I don't know. He seems lazy to me, and and I don't even know the man. But I just think that he's a good fighter, but I just don't see him beating a guy like Adrien Broner.
Well, Ronnie, I just want to thank you so much. I know this is fight week. You're here in New York City, and you guys just got out of the gym or going to the gym. So again, thank you for giving us the time to interview you on such a busy day, such a big fight. Wish you the best of luck. We'll be on hand at the Barclays Center to get that post-fight interview. And if you want to give any social media or whatever, do that at this time. And once again, thank you for your time.
No problem, man. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
All right, Ronnie. Thank you. Well, there you have it, guys. Ronnie Shields, trainer of just about everyone. If you haven't checked him out, definitely Google him. I mean, listen, I was expecting him to let us know something about that Lara fight. I don't know, man. I want to see my boy Lara back. That's one of my favorites.
Right. He said a month. He said October, right?
Okay. I mean, I was doing multiple things. Listen, we can't forget we got Luis Arias, correct? What time is
Luis Arias is coming on, I believe, in about 30 minutes.
8:15, we got Luis Arias, and we have Barrios at 9 o'clock. We're talking Mikey Garcia versus Adrien Broner, Jermall Charlo versus Sebastian Heiland, Big Baby Miller versus Gerald Washington in a fight that I am excited about. I tell you, I was just in the gym with this guy, Big Baby Miller, and damn, I mean, this dude knows how to wear 300 pounds, Matt, because you would figure that 300 pounds is a fat guy. He's not a fat guy. He is a thick guy for sure. Like, the dude's thighs are probably both of my legs, and I am a heavyweight myself. So, I don't know what to take out of Washington's demeanor during the press conference. I'm East Coast. You let somebody walk up on you and snatch the mic from you. Fuck that. I mean, Washington should have gave him a little shove right then and there, but I think Big Baby came prepared for that. Washington is the, military guy or the vet in whatever he was in. I don't know, Navy's, Army. He was in something, they said, right? But Big Baby came with them combat stomping boots. I'm telling you, Washington was just like, all right, you had too much to eat. You had too much to. I'm like, damn, come on, give me a little bit more. But I understand. If you're any heavyweight, any fighter, you're on the outside, you're looking in, you're like, you know what? Let me not go that route. I seen what happened with Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale. Things could end up ugly. So, I mean, do we take anything away from that? I mean, because at the end of the day, yes, he could be being mature, but, he's still being punked, right? I mean, he's still being punked. Somebody snatched the mic. You on the podium. Then he goes and sits down. And, Washington kind of finishes up by saying, again, he had too much to eat. Lou DiBella comes on. He's like, Big Baby, you don't really want to talk anymore. He's like, he went back up and just start giving out shout outs for his promotion. So you tell me, I mean, what are we supposed to take out of that?
Not much other than being entertained. Like, be entertained by that. Like, there's not much into that. Let's be honest. Like, at these guys at this level, like that, to be punked like that and for it to be affecting you.
What about fear? Fear is not a factor on this level, you think? You think you've been in with one heavyweight, you've been in there with them all? Because, look, for me.
Wilder. Like, come on. And let's not act like Gerald Washington isn't like a semi-decent heavyweight. Like, Gerald Washington could easily win this fight. Like, if somebody picks him to
he wants you to hold Big Baby accountable, because he's saying, listen, Big Baby's talking a lot of shit. So when I beat him, you guys better hold him accountable.
I don't understand what he means by that, or what he means by that, by holding him accountable. Like, say, like, oh, like, you talked a lot of shit, and you
exactly for everything that he talked. If Washington turns around and gives him a boxing lesson, he wants to be propelled on a certain status for doing what no one thinks he can do. Because, I mean, you look at them, and even in the face-off, I'm like, wow, how is Washington going to hurt this guy? I mean, he's very big. He's very big. Like, I feel like those shots, if you don't hit him flush, them shots, I mean, he's going to be blocking them easy. Look at the size of his arms, right?
Let's not act like Miller has like this impeccable defense.
No, I'm not saying the defense is great. I'm saying he's just so big that his arms and gloves will be a shield. Look at the size of his biceps, bro.
I mean, from the tape I've seen of
the face-off, I mean, Washington doesn't even look as big as he is, and I would love to look like Washington, but he looks small compared to Miller, like small, not even in the same. I mean, Miller obviously is a super heavyweight with that weight, but again, he wears it well.
I've seen Miller get hit with sharp, fast jabs often. Can Washington keep him off with the jab, work the outside game? Yeah, he could. Am I predicting that? No, not really. I mean, I tend to agree with you, but I mean, I just want to at least state that Washington has a chance. Like, let's not act like Washington doesn't have a chance here at all. He has a clear path to victory. Miller is often wide in his stance, both in his arms and his legs. He can get caught standing square often. You know, if Miller's not throwing combinations, he's not throwing at all. So he's not jabbing his way in.
But is he going to be able to throw those combinations? I mean, again, I'm giving him, you know, like I think that he gets certain kind of points, right? If they're, you know, it's tipping in his favor to be as big as he is, but isn't it also a negative? Like, doesn't he require more oxygen to breathe? Is he gonna be able to keep them big arms up for those? Is it 10 or 12 for this one?
I think it's a 10-rounder. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming it's a 10-rounder. I have no idea if it's going to affect his cardio long term. I think you could be that big and still have good cardio. I think it's just extremely hard. It's not average, you know.
Now, you're talking cardio, right? So I was in the gym and boom, I interviewed the trainer, and Arliano Sosa tells me, man, we've been working, bro. He's bro, you believe it? He's throwing 250 to 400 punches per round. And I'm like, whoa, that sounds like a lot. Now, I don't want to call anybody a liar, but let's just say, based off that, you think he can throw 70 per round? 70 sounds like a lot for a heavyweight.
Yeah, it does. It seems like a lot for most weight classes.
I mean, if you're fucking training 400 per round, shit, fight night, 70 should be nothing.
It's Miller, though. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, it could just be talk.
You know, this is his best opponent till date.
Oh, easily. Easily. Unlike Washington, though. Washington's had better opponents.
Yeah, but in losing, I mean, when we were doing the Mikey Garcia, Adrien Broner resume show, you weren't really giving people credit for losing. Then, now you want to give Washington credit for losing?
I'm just pointing out a different side of the argument.
Okay. Ariel?
Again, I didn't say I'm picking Washington. I'm just pointing out the other side of the argument.
No doubt. Listen, I like tennis, back and forth. Since you said picking, Broner Garcia, let's go down the line. What are we gonna do here? We gotta get the ball rolling. Broner Garcia.
Man,
you know I picked Broner on the air
on Sirius XM.
on Sirius XM.
You have to pick Broner now. You can't flip flop. Come on.
No, I can flip flop.
You can't get me shit for flip flopping. You flip flop.
Worlds. That's one world. This is another. No. The thing is, when I was driving home last night in a horrible drive from New York City back to New Jersey.
Great drive.
I was just thinking, we've been here before. He weighed 144 for the Porter fight. He was in shape for that fight. He had bravado for that fight. He said he was going to F up that guy and whoop that guy. Why is it different today? Because he went to Colorado? No, really, it's a question.
I thought that was rhetorical.
I want you to help me because I want to pick him because he has 600,000 followers on Instagram, right? I don't know the rest of his metrics. I don't. And I'm not saying that this is a end-all, be-all, but he's obviously the more popular fighter. Now, does that make him an ambassador for the sport? Should we be rooting for him simply because he's more popular and more outspoken? I don't know. Maybe. Is Mikey going to be the same type of champion? Is Mikey going to make us as excited? Like, Mikey versus who gets you this excited? Do you know that this fight has Mayweather-McGregor, Terrence Crawford versus Undango. The way that Mayweather-McGregor eclipsed Saul Canelo Alvarez and Triple G, Adrien Broner and Mikey Garcia,
but this fight's good,
have totally eclipsed the more significant 140-pound fight. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Let's repeat.
Oh, no.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. That fight is what? August 5th?
Only significant. Hold on. Time out. It's only more significant due to the titles.
Exactly.
It's not a better fight. It's not a bigger fight. In every other metric.
But don't say
Broner Garcia is better.
Wait a minute.
Other way than fucking Crawford and
Let's play tennis. Let's play tennis. Listen, it's don't say that it's only significant because of the title. It's significant.
It's true.
No, but let me talk. We're gonna play tennis. It's significant because it is Terrence Crawford, the one that unified and became undisputed. And well, the one that unified and now is attempting to become undisputed. So it really doesn't matter about titles. It matters him, what he's been able to do. All his fights up until this date. No, don't shake your head. He went and beat up Victor Postol because the fans said he wouldn't. And now he's fighting Undango because the fans said he wouldn't. Because the fans thought he wouldn't fight Edward Chervosky. And you're going to listen, the bottom line is Adrien Broner and Mikey Garcia are fighting for a WBC Diamond Emeritus title because I don't even know where this came from. Because we already know that the Terrence Crawford WBC is the true title. But what this does do is going to make the winner of this fight the winner of that. And we'll ask our listeners whether or not this particular fight with Adrien Broner, that is the question to you guys, our listeners, Adrien Broner versus Mikey Garcia, do you not feel it has eclipsed? I don't even know when Terrence Crawford and Undango are fighting. I think it's August 5th. Am I right?
I think so. No, it's after that. No, that's Loma. That's Loma. It's the week after. Let's just be honest here. Okay, give me an honest answer. If Broner Garcia had all 4 of the sanctioning body belts,
it would be a pay-per-view.
Oh no, hold on. Well, that's probably very true. And we have Crawford and Dongo, and we have Broner Garcia, except Broner Garcia is for all 4 belts instead of Crawford and Dongo. Which fight's now bigger or more important?
Broner Garcia.
Because the titles, right?
It is bigger because of the titles. That means that someone...
Not bigger. Hold on. It's not bigger. Bigger is a bad word because Broner Garcia is automatically bigger without the titles.
Yeah, but I mean, well, it's even bigger.
I mean, is it... What was the word you used for Crawford and Dongo? It was more significant? Is that what was...
Okay. Yes, hell yeah. It's way more significant, but you got to understand why. You can't just simply say, but the titles. If you're giving someone the titles, you're also giving them basically the route that Terrence Crawford took. So whoever now on this side, Mikey or Broner, you're giving all these titles to, obviously one has 2 and the other has the other, and obviously one unified with a Victor Post. Like, it's not fair to say because hell yeah, it makes it more. Could you imagine if Broner was the one who unified with Victor Postol, how big this fight would be right now? If Broner had the track record of Terrence Crawford, Doggy, if Broner never lost, he would be pay-per-view. He would be not because I think so, because did you hear Steven Espinoza today? When they said, why don't you put Broner and Mikey? Why wasn't this on CBS? And Broner answered, and then Espinoza just piggybacked because he knows it's true. Broner is too flamboyant. He's got a potty mouth, but he is premium television. He is must-see TV. People want to see him lose. I was sitting in my cousin's, again, the notary, right? He's Portuguese, and he's like, I want Mikey to win. And I said, but why? Just cause. Then he obviously jumped into the casual, and he's like, I want Floyd to win. But why? because he's been winning for too long. I'm tired already. People, when you're winning, they want to see you lose. And Broner is that type of guy. You know, there's a bunch of people that are going to want to see him lose.
Yeah.
And that's why he's that popular. If he wins this fight, oh, man.
Like I mentioned to my dad, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that, hey, you know the guy that had his dad comb his hair after the fight? He's fighting this weekend. Oh, and my dad automatically knew who that was. He was like, oh, Adrien Broner? I'm like, yep. He was like, I hope he loses. It was like one of the first things he said. Like, that just is.
But that's intelligence. Fighters need to get that. They need to have their tagline. Whether it's verbal, whether it's brush my hair, doesn't matter. See, finally, Terrence Crawford made a logo. He's finally got TBC. You seen it?
No, I didn't.
Well, it took him his career, but he's got a logo. You know what I'm saying? AB, Ben had a logo. DSG, Ben had a logo. TMT, Ben had a logo. Like, the blueprint is there. It's all about laziness, something that Ronnie Shields said on our interview. Some fighters are just lazy. It doesn't necessarily have to be the gym. You got to understand that you're more than just a fighter. You're an entertainer. You're an entertainer. You know? And some of these guys give us no personality. I'm going to steal this from, I don't know who I did, but I already gave him credit wherever he said it. Some of these fighters, their personality is like, you can compare it to wet cardboard, bro, because they're not entertaining. They're not doing anything. And that's why I'm rooting for Broner. But I feel I'm in the same situation I was in 2012, where I believe that Broner is the more skilled, faster fighter, but it really boils down to activity. And is he going to throw more punches than Mikey Garcia? And is he going to be more accurate than Mikey Garcia? And I really don't know. So I wish I had a coin to flip. I don't have one. Did it land on heads?
No.
Well, then I'm going Mikey. That's not fair, right? Because I went Mikey. I mean, I went again. Yo, I don't even know what to do. I mean, Robert Garcia would probably disown me if I went.
He already did. He's listening to the show right now. He's like, man.
He did it again, you motherfucker. This time I'm not doing push-ups. This time I'm not going to make you do push-ups. You're cut off for good. Nah, man, I don't know who to pick, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to wait for this one till the end of the show to hear if the listeners can help me truly make a pick. I'm going to go with Baby Miller over Washington, though. What about you?
I'm going Baby Miller over Washington. I think he's going to just beat him by activity and eventually get TKO.
Activity. I think it's just going to be bigger blows, but I don't know about activity.
When Miller starts landing in combinations, he can land like a 4 to 7 punch combination with ease and mixes up to the body and head. That's impressive. Broner Garcia. I think Broner has the worst defense out of the two. And for me, that was the biggest red flag when I was doing a lot of film tape on these guys before this fight. That Broner can get tagged with the jab, get tagged with shots to the body at will. He's just defensively awful, I would say. Offensively, he is something truly special when he starts going. When he starts throwing shots and reacting, he can become something truly special. But his defense has always been suspect, in my opinion. I think Mikey Garcia is just going to double up on that jab, work to the body, and eventually just wear him out. Maybe get a late round stoppage. I can even see that. Because I think Mikey is so accurate, especially with his body work and his combos and his counters. I think Mikey's just a little bit too good right now. But again, Broner's really tough, so it's probably going to go decision. But I assume Mikey's going to win. I think he's just going to beat him off activity and just being the better, more accurate puncher and boxer, and also having just better defense. I think Mikey's just a little bit better defensively.
I wish we knew how many times the betting odds get it right. Like when they pick a favorite, they had Klitschko as the underdog, right?
Yes, they did.
They were right there, and that was a pretty. No, it wasn't as tough as this one to pick, but we're not gonna stay stuck on it. We got 15 minutes before we get Luis Arias on. So
Jermall Charlo.
Your boy Linares. Let's talk about Linares and
last pick on the card. Jermall Charlo versus Jorge Sebastian Heiland.
Oh, I thought we automatically that's default.
What is default? I mean, I think everyone's picking Charlo.
See the size difference? I can't even believe that Charlo was like watching him stand. But I mean, look, Sebastian Heiland's a small dude. If you watched, he was at like 165, and at his 30-day, like he's a little dude. I don't even know what he's doing there. He's just a dude that likes to eat, probably.
I think Charlo's gonna get like a 5th round knockout over Heiland. I think he's just too explosive, too skilled, too accurate. His reflexes are too good. I think he's gonna knock him out with a hard counter. With Heiland trying to double up the jab on the inside and just get tagged up. Jorge Linares versus Luke Campbell on HBO.
That is a shocker. That is a shocker because Jorge Linares versus the other guy, Anthony Carolla, was on Showtime. So it's like, whoa. And Showtime's in the Mikey Garcia business, who's the WBC 135-pounder. Like, whoa. No, you wasn't like, whoa.
I just don't understand how it happened. Like, that's
exactly.
I'm not like, whoa. I'm not doing that. I'm just more like, what's happening here? Like, did Showtime just let him go and not like let him go, like fired him? I mean, just like he slipped out of their grips.
Hearn, bro. Eddie Hearn doing that double bidding, bro, going back and forth, seeing who's the highest bidder.
And HBO was the highest bidder for an Boxing After Dark show?
I don't even know. Maybe Showtime passed on it since they have so many other fights.
This being a main event on HBO After Dark.
Look, I mean, look, let's be honest, though.
Makes no sense.
Let's be honest, though. Who's Anthony Carolla and who's Luke Campbell, though? Like, I know Luke Campbell has that UK backing and people are, talking about him, but his name hasn't traveled over here yet. Like, I haven't even seen, how HBO and Showtime kind of put like their top 5s per division. I don't know if HBO even does that anymore. I think they do. But I've like, you got to be one of us hardcore to know who Luke Campbell is. And I can't even tell you who did he fight last?
I have no idea.
And you're the hipster on the show.
No idea.
So
I think he fight once or twice live on an undercard or something. The Perez fight. I remember seeing that. That was the last fight. And the Derry Matthews and the Argenis Mendez fight.
Because you did like me. You streamed this somehow. You
Hell yeah. Come on. I had to. I'm just still like taken back about how he got over to HBO. Isn't he connected with Golden Boy now?
Well, let's think about it a little deeper. No, he's always been connected with Golden Boy Jorge Linares. But let's think about it a little deeper, right? I mean, maybe it went to HBO for that very same reason, because Showtime is buying intelligently. And Luke Campbell is 17-1. And, the biggest name on his resume is Darley Perez, who was on HBO maybe a bunch of years ago when he fought Yuriorkis Gamboa, when Gamboa was hot on HBO, you know what I'm saying? And they gave him a little tune-up out there. But Luke Campbell's name hasn't, done enough probably for Showtime to merit spending the money on this fight.
Especially when Showtime is spending the money on big fights like a Broner Garcia fight. Like, that fight does have a hefty price tag, I'm assuming.
And maybe they're also, look, there's talks about this Klitschko, AJ being all but done in Vegas. I mean, I'm sure Showtime is going to want to be the lead TV provider for that one here in the U.S. But since we're talking Eddie Hearn's promoted fighters, Dillian White's fight with Michael Grant has been scrapped. I want to laugh. I want to laugh. I want to sing. I want to dance. But I read the article and I kind of feel bad. And Michael Grant, I hope you continue to listen this far to at least hear me say that I empathize with him. It's like, yo, he's 44. Foreman was, in or around that age when he made a comeback. He was asked the very same questions. People, considered his health. And yeah, Foreman's a different fighter, but Michael Grant chose to use Foreman as the comparison. And obviously it's a bad one because Foreman, again, being a great fighter, people were probably less reluctant, right, with him because they see the skills. Like they know that maybe he can mount some sort of comeback, even though at that 40-year-old age comeback, he had that huge stomach, man. He didn't look in the best of shape. But, you know, I felt bad reading the quotes for Grant, seeing this opportunity with Dillian White on, you know, the Ndongo Crawford card be pulled away from him as a fighter, this being your job, bro. That was a payday for him. Michael Grant is 44, and the only good thing about this report, Matt, is, again, what we do is significant. Social media is powerful, and it's being reported that fight is off due to the backlash from social media and, you know, the writers or the public, you know, once they heard that Dillian White was going to make a U.S. debut versus a 44-year-old guy. Now, this is normal for Eddie Hearn. I mean, how old is fucking the Kingpin when he fought Anthony Joshua? But, you know, just a little something there to add to all that. Let it marinate as you give me your feedback on that. Just remember, Anthony Joshua did this in the UK with the Kingpin.
I think they're all right. Father Time obviously takes everyone out in the sport. And with the recent news and findings of CTE and the occurrence of it in NFL players and how there's 100+ NFL players' brains that were tested. And I think it was like over the 90% of them had CTE. And this is boxing. This is the game of getting hit. I don't want fighters over 40 to be fighting. I think that we need to start coming to a realization that we need to start pushing out the older fighters, I think, a little bit sooner, unfortunately. I know that's hard to say, and it's not, I think, the nice thing to say, and I don't think a lot of people want to say that because we want to give the fighters the utmost respect and courtesy because they do put on these amazing fights. They do sacrifice their bodies and their health. But I think it's our job to even protect that health even further. It's our job as the media. It's our job as fans. It's the sanctioning body's jobs. It's the regulatory body jobs. We need to start being a little more proactive with protecting.
Well, you do know that Shannon Briggs was in a title fight until he tested positive.
And what was my stance on Shannon Briggs? Do you want me to reiterate my stance on Shannon Briggs?
Should he have joined? He should just join the TBV Senior Citizen League.
Absolutely.
Hey, we got our own fight club for guys that, you know, can't pass the sanctioning body rules.
But
I'm joking. You're not allowed. You're too fucking experienced.
But on the real, like, it is so dangerous what these guys do.
No.
I think we need to be a little more cautious about it and a little more aware of
tennis. Since you're speaking of dangerous, Roy Jones is trying to fight Tony Bellew just so he can keep getting more hot and red and bothered about these type of subjects.
Roy Jones, if you're listening, I love you, man. You're one of the best fighters of all time. Somebody that I grew up watching tape on, and I was like, man, this guy is one of the best.
He's not getting up, Jim. He's not getting up, Jim.
For the love of everything that is holy in this universe, please stop fighting. I implore you, for everyone in this sport, I'm speaking on the entire boxing community's behalf when I say, please stop fighting. Just please.
Come on, son.
You're good. You're good.
Yo, don't you love it when Roy drops a "Come on, son" on HBO? I'm just like, wow. That's my dog right there. Good old Roy. Listen, we got to take some callers because we got our first guest at 8:15. So why not let a couple of guys in before that time? But first, quick word from the sponsors.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to Amin in New Jersey. Talk to us.
I'm always the first one on the trigger. I'm always there. I'm everywhere. Listen, great show. You guys are getting off to a great start. That was a great interview with Ronnie Shields. I wish you could have stayed on a little longer because you know, I want to hear something about what Lara's got going on right now. You know, in terms of what he's doing. As far as my pick, I'm gonna get that out the way right now, and I know I'm waffling on it, but I'm gonna go with Broner because Broner is the bigger guy. He's been in there with a better level of competition. He's been in there at that weight a lot longer. You know, in terms of being the heavier guy, I think he's the faster fighter. Mikey's a little bit as good as a technical boxer as he is. He's a little too basic to be in there with somebody like Broner. Broner can prove himself to be very dangerous, and the wild card with him is always if and when he's focused. But, I mean, I think this is a last chance for him in a lot of ways, and he's got a lot on his back in terms of carrying Robert Easter Jr., you know, as far as his stable. So I think he's going to go in there and be serious. I think it's going to go to, it might just be a split decision just for shits and giggles, but I'm going with Broner. That's my pick for that fight. I got Charlo. I think the Charlo boys, I keep saying, I mean, they've gone from boxers to fighters. And regardless of what you think about their character, their attitude, their temperament, these guys can make adjustments while in the ring. They keep getting better with every fight. At middleweight, I can't tell them apart, but at middleweight, I think the middleweight division is on notice. I actually do think it's a little too early for a Daniel Jacobs fight. Daniel Jacobs is no slouch. And so Ronnie Shields was talking a little slick when he said Danny Jacobs had a chance to win the middleweight belt and he ain't do so good. But, I think that was a lot to ask. And Danny Jacobs did account for himself in that fight. I'm going with Big Baby Miller and who else is fighting? I think that's about it, man. But good show so far. I ain't going to hold up the line. Y'all keep it pushing. TBV, let's go.
All right, I mean, well, thank you for calling in. Good picks, good picks. We got one going for Broner. And he went Miller, I believe. So all good. We got a couple of minutes. Want to sneak one more in? Let's get that ring, and we'll go ahead, bring them on. See, this is what we talk about. Batman and Robin. KM Star, what up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
All right, I'm
You
gonna
sound a little
stay with my
down,
original
brother.
thought. Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, can you hear me at all or no?
Yeah, you got a little background noise, but all right, we hear you.
Hello? Let me get off this Bluetooth head. Hold on a second. All right. So I had originally thought Mikey Garcia was going to win this fight, and actually I'm just more convinced he's going to win. And I didn't really put much thought to it before, except that, you know, Mikey has a good track record. I'm a big fan. I think Mikey might win by knockout even. I'm going to take it a step further. And because what we're saying is Broner's fought better opponent, but he hasn't beat better opponent. And he lost 11 to 12 rounds versus, Sean Porter. We can't forget that, even though we're giving him credit for going the distance and flooring Porter. And also, Maidana stiffened Broner up really bad, didn't he? And if you think about it, he had the same trainer. It's his brother training him, the same trainer that pretty much was with him when Maidana beat him. So I think they can come in there and know the right strategy. And here's the thing. Both Porter and Maidana are kind of wild, right, with their shots in very different ways. But that's not Mikey Garcia. Even if he may not hit as hard as those two guys or be as big as them, I think he's going to be able to put that power on them in a very precise way and grind them down and stop them late. That's my pick.
Damn, KM Star, not interested in any of the other fights?
No, not really. I think there were fights, especially the Charlo fights, for written conclusion. I wanted to speak about the fight that I just wasn't sure about, and I made up my mind basically today. So.
All right, we were asking our callers, and I forgot to ask Amin, but do you feel that Adrien Broner versus Mikey Garcia has eclipsed the Terrence Crawford-Undango fight? Uh-oh. I think he left. All right, well, I feel like a jackass. Let's get out to the UK. Alexander Bully.
Yo, my people, what's going on? You good?
We're good.
All right, good to hear, man. Listen, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, man. I got my man Mikey Garcia by attempted murder, and I'm going to tell you why. This guy, Adrien Broner, is the boxing embodiment of Ken from Street Fighter. When he puts his body, he may have the same moves as Ryu. I'm telling you. And even when he puts it, he got the flashy moves as well. You see the fire in his punches. The way he put down Emmanuel Taylor is incredible. But the dedication to the craft is just not there. And we all know who Ryu is. When the tournament's not on, he's in the clubs, he's partying. Anyone with the Snapchat, they know. And, you know, when you're Ken from Street Fighter, it's okay when you fight Chun-Li and Blanca and E. Honda and all them losers. But when you come up against some real serious players like Balrog and Bison, which is, you know, Sean Porter, the Maidanas and the Mikey Garcias, the man ain't got it. And it's a damn shame because when he fights offensively, I might even say he looked better and more flashier than the man himself. But he just cannot put it together.
What man himself?
We know who Ryu is of this thing, man. The one that he's tried to imitate, and they got the same moves. Yeah, and the reason is he just hasn't got it. Yeah, he hasn't got the dedication to the craft. I honestly believe that Broner is a more interested, entertaining fighter than Mayweather. But in terms of dedication, the guy is terrible. Like, you know, offensively, with the shoulder roll when he was coming forward back in the day, I mean, that shit was incredible to watch. But he parties too hard and he just ain't got the dedication. I don't care if he running in Colorado, running up some shitty mountain. I don't care if he run up Kilimanjaro. The man's getting hurt. I'm out.
All right. Well, Alexander Bully with the check-in the UK. Matt, man, what do you think about that? That was a confident Mikey Garcia pick. I mean, even KM Star is saying knockout. You know, and you know, Alexander didn't want to say the name, but he's saying he looks that when he used to do the shoulder roll versus lesser opposition, he looked better than the man himself.
My name is Floyd. My name is Floyd. My name is Money Mayweather.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know if I agree with that, but
no, I'll be honest. I get what he's saying. He's not trying to say that Broner ever was better than Floyd, but he did entertain us more from that shoulder roll style on the way up until he obviously was placed in front of some problems. Like, you know, I know some didn't like the Ponce de Leon performance, but you know, outside of that and the two that he lost, like Broner was, you know, he's exciting like with that style. Unlike Floyd's a little more. Not unlike Floyd, I guess that sounds bad, but Floyd's just more caution, right? But our co-producer's ready, so I stole the shine from him. I'm sorry, you want to say anything while I go get her?
No, we can go to Masterpiece and Luis Arias.
All right, well, let's get to her. Do you see her?
Yeah, you want to put it on?
Sure.
Masterpiece.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Hey guys, if you can see if you see a 414 number.
Oh, okay. I thought you had him with you.
No, I just got a call that he's gonna be calling in instead. So just check the 414 area code if you can, please.
There's no 414.
414. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. You just let us know.
We do have a ringer though, by the way.
Go to him.
Mr. Bobby Arum himself.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Canadian Jose.
Then you know what time it is.
Popping all this champagne, popping all this rosé, getting money like Jose, chain code, Norway, shorty wants that foreplay, I'm like, no way, gotta rock it like Coldplay, killing it, OJ, getting cheese like Green Bay, call me
Oh, boys. What's going on, man? Big fight this weekend. I'm on a car phone, so you'll have to excuse me, man. I'll be quick. But, you know, big fight this weekend. I heard the fight's not selling out at all, right? If you guys know anything about that?
Well, they did reduce the prices on the lower bowl tickets, but I don't know about not selling out. I guess we'll get an official number on fight night.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. I don't understand why this fight wouldn't sell, man. This is all the East Coast guys that demand big fights to be in New York. I mean, you guys got to step it up, man. This is almost as good as it gets, man, when it comes to quality of opponents, their age.
you know, the excitement factor that both of them bring to the table. So, I mean, I don't think New York can ever complain about not having a good fight. Again, if they can't sell this one out, man. This is a fight fan's dream, man. I'll definitely ride it with Broner, Team AB, all billion. You know what? He sent me a personal message on my Instagram before my fight with Enrique, gave me a couple of tips. You know, so I appreciate AB. I ride with about billions, you know. And I hope he's going to do it, guys. But if he doesn't, then like, what's of AB? That's my question. What's going to happen of AB if he loses this, man? Like, there's only so many times you can lose before people kind of give up on you, right? So, I mean, it is do or die, but we've seen other big fighters, you know, like Chavez did it, you know? I know it's sad, it's the violin, but I'm worried about my boy AB. Like, you know, if he loses, this is it, man. He's done. You know, he's fighting a smaller guy, you know, so what else can we expect of him, right? So, I hope for the good of boxing he does win. Maybe this will give Mikey Garcia the kick in the ass he needs. Maybe he should realize he's not a 140 yet, and he should just campaign on 135. But I don't know. That's what I got. I'm just intrigued to see what the fans will say of what will happen with AB if he loses. But like I said, hopefully it doesn't come to it. Team AB, everyone who's in New York, get your ass to the stadium, boys, and watch this fight, man. It's a treat. That's it, boys. That's all I got. Peace.
All right, Jose. Well, thanks for calling in. Matt, let's think about that for a bit. Do you think it's location? Should this been a West Coast fight? Is Mikey bigger over there? Or should they not cater to Mikey's fan base because, again, you know, on metrics, he's the lesser known fighter. And do you put this in an East Coast urban community where Broner can thrive? I will say I was contacted today by Barclays Center. You know how they got those cold call ladies hitting you up like, hey, Nestor, just checking if you wanted any tickets for this weekend's fight. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But yeah.
Is the urban community or the rub you get from the urban community or the urban culture different in New York than in LA? Yes or no? Like, is having like a breakfast club in New York and having like Ebro, having those sorts of outlets and having natural tap-ins to the urban community in New York, is it better there than it is LA? I mean, could Broner not pull in LA from the African American community?
I don't know. Monster has him on the line though. Let's go back to her.
Where is she? I got it right here.
All right.
Monster.
Hi, guys. Sorry about that earlier. I was able to track him down, and I brought you guys Luis Arias. He's on the phone.
Luis, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Just want to say thank you for obviously giving us the opportunity to interview. I know you're a busy man. I want to congratulate you on your fight. Congratulations on that win. Very good one. Yeah, man, want to introduce you to my co-host, Matt Hunter, and we'll go ahead and get started.
What up, Luis? Glad to have you on the show, man. Thank you for giving us your time.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
So just walk us back through that fight, man. I mean, the 160-pound division is a very exciting one, and with this win over Arif Magnomed, you've definitely put your name in the hat for title shots.
Yeah. Well, I knew the kind of fighter this guy was. You know, I knew he had been ranked a lot higher than me for most of my career and most of his career. And given the stage and opportunity that was presented, you know, I had to make a statement. You know, so I had trained, you know, very hard for the fight. You know, it was my moment, my opportunity, and I took full advantage of it. You know, I knew I was gonna knock the kid out. I was saying it all week. I was saying it prior. As soon as the fight got announced, I told you I knew I was going to beat him. I knew I was going to dominate the fight. And I'm glad I was just able to show the world, you know, that I'm the real deal. And I'm not too far from a world title shot at all.
Now, obviously, you had a big win on a big card. It was Andre Ward, Surya Kovalev pay-per-view. I remember us doing a live fight chat about it, and we were talking about how clean you looked, how technical you looked. Is there any names out there in the middleweight division that are on your radar?
Yeah, all of them. I mean, I'm coming in this game I'm trying to be an all-time great, man. I want to be a Hall of Famer. In order to do that, you got to fight them all. So I'm willing to fight anybody and everybody. Right now I just need a better resume. I need a name. I need names. Andy Lee, David Lemieux. Anybody with a decent name in my division. I'm willing to fight, and I'm willing to fight them immediately. Are they willing to fight me is going to be the question.
Now, Luis, in order to get those fights, obviously your promoter has to play nice with a lot of other promoters. How has things been for you over at Rock Nation? I see you only got 2 fights in this year. We are only in the 7th month, so there's still basically half of a year left. How many more fights do you feel you're going to be able to get before the year's out?
If it was up to me, I'd fight 2 more times before the year's up. But we just got to wait and see with the promoter. We're in talks right now. I'm actually going to be at Rock Nation tomorrow morning, and I'll know more information. But like I said, man, I didn't get hurt in the fight. My body's good. I'm well rested. I'm ready to get into camp right now. So if I could fight sometime in the fall and then one time in December, it'd be perfect for me. But like I said, I just control the things that I can. And just let the promoters do their job.
Since you are sort of sitting on the sideline right now, waiting to see how the middleweight picture ends up, are there any fights out there that you have your eye on in particular? Triple G Canelo and any fights like that?
Well, yeah, the Triple G Canelo fight is gonna. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I feel like I could fight, if not one, definitely both of those guys. Charlo's fighting tomorrow, and he's moving up in weight. I want to see how he's gonna look once he moves up to the weight. Just those guys is a big fight in September. And I need the winner and the loser.
Now, Luis, obviously your style, for those that haven't seen you, man, you are a dedicated body puncher. And, at once upon a time, you were signed to Mayweather Promotions, and early in, he put you in with Donnell Livingston, which definitely took most writers back. They didn't expect a guy with as few fights as you to jump in there with someone with that experience. And your body work was the key there. Your body work was the key on the Ward Kovalev card. And it seems like you're just this like that's what you focus on. What do you attest that to? And is that the game plan for every fight, or is it you see what works?
It's pretty much a game plan for every fight. I gotta give my credit to my dad. My dad was like the first one to really, tell me that I need to go to the body more, that I had a good left uppercut to the body, and I need to use that more. And then once I turned pro, I started hitting these guys to the body with them small gloves. Like, it was just affecting them a lot more than before. So yeah, any fighter that you put in front of me, the goal is going to be the same: to break them down and knock them out. So the best way to break them down is just to chop that tree down, keep touching them to the body, using all my weapons and slowing these guys down.
There's another title fight out there in the middleweight division: Billy Joe Saunders versus William Monroe Jr. What are your thoughts on that fight?
I think I'll beat both of those guys right now. But it's a good fight. Everyone knows that the big title fight is Canelo and Triple G. I think it's gonna be a good little fight. It's 2 boxers. Not the most exciting fight for a boxing fan, but it's a little intriguing matchup. They're holding on to the belt till I become the #1 contender.
Hey, Lou, listen, I'm not trying to be messy here, as Earl Spence would tell me, or anything like that, but I do want to know if you at least use it for motivation moving forward per fight, being as though you were once signed to TMT and now that promotional company is thriving and kind of making a lot of big fights like the one in question this weekend with Jermall, Charlo, and Heiland, and obviously Broner and Garcia. When you step into the ring, is that added motivation, something in the back of your mind, and remember to get that win because, you know, you want to make sure that you propel your name, like you said, to a certain status, and obviously make those people that turned their backs on you realize that that was a big mistake?
Well, I know the big fight this weekend is Mayweather Promotions, but from the looks of it, it doesn't look like any Mayweather fighters are even on the card. Any big name ones, at least. You know, Charlo and those guys, they're not with Floyd. Bronner's not with Floyd. I mean, it's kind of, to an extent, yeah, but not really, man. That whole chapter is completely behind me, man. My main goal is just to become a world champion and just to get myself in position to, you know, to just be able to do what I want and be the man, be the kingpin in boxing. So I'm not worried about what they're doing over there. I just worry about me and getting to where I need to be at.
Now, how many fight deal is it with Rock Nation that you have, and do you feel that that is the company that can get you to the next level?
Well, right now I've had 8 fights with them, and you know, Rock Nation is very powerful. You know, they got a lot of money behind them. They got a lot of great relationships with some big companies, and honestly, a good promoter always helps. But if you're not winning fights, man, it doesn't really matter. You know, I've had several promoters, I've had several managers, but at the end of the day, once I get in that ring, it's only me in there, and I control it. So as long as I keep winning, I keep knocking these guys out, you know, the networks are going to follow behind. It's only a matter of time till I take myself to the top, you know. But Rock Nation is, like I said, very powerful. They got a lot of money, and I'm going to be the man over there soon.
Now, you said it's only a matter of time, but time is ticking. You're 27. So, I mean, what is your trajectory? Because at 27, I mean, Danny Garcia right now is a double division champion.
I should already have been a world champion. Yeah, I should already have been a world champion. If my career would have been held the way I wanted to, I'd already be a world champion by now. But like you said, by next year, I need to be fighting for a world title. Right now, I'm ranked number 6 in the IBF. You know, 2, 3 more fights, and I'll be the number 1 contender. So I'll be fighting for a world title next year.
Well, Luis, I want to thank you, obviously, for giving us the opportunity to interview you. If you have any social media that you want to give out so our listeners that aren't following you can do so, you can do that at this time.
Yeah, you know, to everybody listening, tuning in, man, pay attention to the name, Luis Arias, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Like I said, man, I'm going to be the face of boxing in a second. I don't feel like anybody in the division can really deal with me. I'm going to be tough to beat. I'm very excited. I'm willing to fight any and everybody. And I'm looking to make my mark in this game. And I already made one, so I'm going to continue making more.
Man, I got to ask you one on the way out. How long could you keep making that weight? You've been at 60. Oh, well, I'm
gonna make it. I'm gonna keep making it. I'm gonna keep making it to that world title fight. Once I become a champion at the division, defend it once or twice, then I'm gonna move up. But right now, the weight's not a problem. I've been making the weight for a long time, so I just need to get that belt, and then I'll move up.
Well, all right, Luis, thank you.
I need a crack at the world title sooner than later.
Oh, for sure, man. Thank you again. We want to be right along your side when you go through that journey, brother, and following you. We hope you the best of luck, and can't wait to get you back on.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Monster, thank you as well. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Luis Arias. I've been following this guy for a long time, Matt. I'm telling you. You know, he was over there with TMT, and they were not playing in the progression of his career. I know that a lot of these today fight fans, they won't know who Donnell Livingston is, but that was a big dude that was able to get down to that weight. And, you know, fairly talented, been in the ring with a lot of people, especially in sparring. And I remember the chatter from the writers wondering whether Mayweather was making a novice promoter mistake in putting Aries in there with him. And, bro, this was like, I mean, you know, I think he had like 4 or 5 fights So it was a little shocking. Ripped him, body shots. Similar to how he did it on the Ward. I mean, that's his thing. When he starts to get that TV time, people are gonna like him because he's like a throwback to the old school, you know, in the way that he goes to the body. He's very a seek and destroy body puncher. But jam-packed show. That was Luis Arias. So
he had with Rock Nation.
He's already had 8. I was shocked when he said that. That's a lot. They're treating him.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
That 8.
No, he said he has 8. Like he has 8 more fights on his deal.
Nah, I think he said he already had 8. I understood I already had 8, but I could be wrong. But you know, the greatest thing about this show is you could always just, you know, hit rewind, especially if you're on iTunes. There's a little 15-second thing, bloop, hit you right back. But Aries, you know, on the ranking system I like to use, good old box rec, he's ranked number 17 in the world and number 5 in the US. 17 isn't bad at all. He's right behind Toyota Corolla, aka Ryota Marotta, who now doesn't really have an opponent, being as though Rob Brandt moved up to 68. You know, so there's no mandatory there. Rob Brandt was the mandatory.
That'd be a really good fight.
Yeah, no, he's right behind him there. Sam Solomon is also there. I don't know how Solomon is there still at 15.
God, fuck. Oh.
Ishe Smith is there. Talk about rivalries, huh? Ishe's and listen, I know nobody really look, I know people don't love Ishe, but Ishe's a tough fight. And guess what? You got to be good to beat him. It's just the bottom line. I've seen him upset people like Fernando Guerrero. You know, people thought he lost that fight and he got the nod on that showbox, but everybody thought Ishe won. You know, Ishe didn't he beat Bundridge once, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't want to click on his name. Emmanuel Lim is there too, though. You know, that would be a good fight. Let me see.
He has power too.
Yeah. Look, he majority decision Bundridge. That's when he won the title and he had the face because he won it. You remember on showbox?
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, man, he hasn't fought since 2016, September 16th. When he beat Frank Galarza. So Ishe needs a fight. He's 39, though. You were just saying that 40-year-old thing. Listen, I'm talking too much. Let's get out to some callers. Any ringers? Anybody we need to get to? If not, we got some alumni.
No, we're good to go.
We're good to go. So we're gonna go to LA.
Mr. Info Joe.
Tell the truth, Joe. Tell the truth.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my
Tell the
brother.
truth, Joe. Tell the truth.
Yo, it ain't no show without Info Joe. What up, Ness? What up, Matt? All the callers, listeners, everybody in the chat. TBV is where it's at. What's happening?
What up, Joe? How you doing, man?
All right, brother. First off, man, 2017 has been the best year in boxing. Shout out to the boxing gods. Yo, Ness, can we give the boxing gods a round of applause, please, for answering our prayers?
I honestly don't think Ness is at the computer. So
okay,
we can't do it. We can give him a
boxing god. All right, that's good. That's for the boxing guys. This is not for me. For hooking us up this year. All right, put me down for Charlo. I hope he wins and fights Daniel Jacobs next if he can't get the Triple G Canelo fight in a timely fashion. Put me down for Big Baby Miller. He is a good shit talker, very entertaining. And if Victor Ortiz loses this fight Sunday, he needs to retire. Real talk. All right, Broner versus Garcia. Say what?
nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. Broner Garcia. I predict this match will be a fight of the year candidate. I believe they're both going to take chances and put it all on the line. You have Broner trying to prove all the doubters wrong, and Garcia trying to prove he belongs in the pound-for-pound echelon list. So I'm going to go with AB about boxing. When I first heard about this fight, I was going with Mikey because I didn't believe AB was focusing up on boxing, but I see that he went to Colorado and was zeroed in on the craft. I'm going to go with AB. I think Broner would be the bigger, faster fighter, and
We have never seen Mikey face a style like Broner. That was the deciding factor of me picking AB. And but I'll gladly eat crow Sunday if Mikey wins, and I won't be surprised if Mikey wins. But I do think it's going the distance. I don't think it might be a couple of knockdowns, but no knockouts. That's my call. Hit those thumbs up, become a Patreon. You're listening to the Pound for Pound podcast in the world, TBV. Peace, family.
Joe.
Yo.
We got to talk, man. Might have you a fight, man.
Shoot,
We got
Luke.
to talk.
Who you got?
I might have you a fight, man. We got to talk. Have your people get with my people.
Okay. All right.
Info Joe, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go from Los Angeles to Orlando. Majid, what it do? What it do?
Yeah, I'm just calling in to get my picks. I got Baby Miller. I believe he gonna win the fight. Charlo, I expect him to win the fight, but I don't know too much about who he fighting. I'm just being honest. And then with the Garcia and Broner, I'm going with Broner. I'm gonna go by decision though, because I just watched about 3 of Garcia fights, and I noticed he fight off his back foot a lot, and that's when he best at his countering. So I'm not going to really, I don't know. I see some fireworks going on in the fight, but I see it being a slow-paced fight, too, because I don't believe that Broner just going to keep walking him down when he fight, off his back foot and all those counters and shit. But I'm going with Broner by the decision. And that's all I got.
All right, Majid. Well, thanks for calling in. We're going to go back out to L.A. LA in the building. Let's go to Santiago.
Hey guys, what's up? Big weekend of fights, boxing on Saturday and then Sunday. Hoping Victor Ortiz gets the win and see where things go for him. Obviously, I'm picking Charlo. I'm going with Mikey Garcia for the win against Broner. I think that Garcia is just too disciplined of a fighter. I think he's going to show just the kind of fighter he can be and will be at 140 pounds when he basically starts breaking down Broner. And this is the kind of fight, too, where it takes one mistake for Garcia to capitalize on it. And I feel that that's what's going to make the difference for him, just that mistakes that Broner's prone to. And I'm also picking Gerald Washington over Big Baby Miller. Honestly, I have not seen a lot for Big Baby Miller. I think that he's got it takes. I do think that this is a 50-50 fight, but if I had to make my pick right now, it'd have to be for Gerald Washington. As always, that's my call. Anything you guys want to ask me, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Sunday.
Santiago, as always, thank you for calling in. I'm shocked, actually, that you're picking Gerald Washington. Let me bring you back on, actually. What's making you pick Washington? What is it that you saw? Is it just because he outboxed, in your opinion, Deontay Wilder outboxed him for those 4 rounds? What is making you pick him over what seems to be the bigger guy in, Big Baby?
No, like I said, to me, this is still a 50-50 fight. Big Baby Miller is a guy like you've stated in the past, stated before, that he knows how to wear 300 pounds. He's not exactly a fat guy who's fighting, but at the same time, too, in his last performances, I haven't really seen anything that sticks out. Something that tells me, oh, Big Baby Miller is going to be the next big thing for the heavyweight division. He's brash. I like the way that he's very confident about himself. He knows how to use his weight in a manner similar to Dominic Brazil, but nothing stuck out to me. I think that Gerald Washington is the slightly better athlete, and I feel that his skill set is just a little notch above Gerald Washington.
Well, all right, man. Thank you for the breakdown. Let's get out to Marcus in D.C. Talk to us. Marcus with the Desperados. Jarvis, Houston, talk to us. running in the wind
Hey,
over
what's
there?
up, y'all? Yeah, man, I'm at work, man. You know, I had to sneak up on you to my favorite talk show, radio station.
Well,
My
thank you
pick
so
is real
much.
simple, man. I'm picking AB over Mikey Garcia. Honestly, I think AB gonna run through Mikey for the simple fact people criticize AB over his outside of the ring antics, but if you look at the Madonna fight, this man went up 3 weight classes to fight that dude. And when he fought Sean Porter, I call Madonna and Sean Porter, they wrestle fight to me, man. Like both fights AB lost, they wrestling that man. But anytime AB got a chance to open up, he knocked down Porter and he stung Madonna. And Mikey Garcia, since he been back, he ain't really been impressive to me, man. He ain't really been impressive. I don't see what he got better than AB other than his record. Jermall Charlo, I'm picking Jermall Charlo on that fight, and I'm going with Washington and beating Big Baby. I just feel like Washington is very underrated, and you brought up the point when he fought Wilder. Maybe it's because of Wilder's injury, but I feel like he kind of exposed Wilder, man. If Wilder didn't get that a couple of lucky shots, I feel like Wilder would have lost that fight if Washington got caught. But them my picks. That's how I feel about it.
Well, thank you for calling in, Jarvis. Let me check in on Marcus. You there? With the Desperado Musica. We're going to have to go back out to California. Oh, turn that. Yeah.
Ali Boumbaye. Thank God that niggas seen another day.
Ali and Dago.
Oh man, you know, AB, resting babies. Nah, but what's up, y'all, man? It's been a minute. But me saying that, I'm not going with AB. I'm picking Mikey Garcia to stop Adrien Broner. Don't know what round, but I see him stopping him. And I got Big Baby Miller stopping Gerald Washington. I got your boy named Charlo beating Heiland. And yeah, that's about it, man. Stay up, Boxing Voice. Love y'all. Keep up the good work.
Ali, thanks for calling in as always. We're going Youssef in Houston. Talk to us.
What's going on there?
What's up, brother?
Man, I'm just gonna keep it, short and sweet, man. I see Broner all the way. Broner all the way. A lot of people talk about Mikey Garcia, and I like Mikey, man. He got skills, but definitely I don't think that he faced anybody like Broner. I don't think so. Name one fighter that he faced that was on the same level as Broner. One fighter. So I just think that Broner have too much experience on that level, on that weight. And I must remind everybody that Broner skipped 140, 147, and he lost both. He lost both fights at 147 against Sean Porter, which is a beast, and against Marcus Maidana, which he wasn't even ready for. Not mentally, was immature, and he was young. So that's all I got to say.
Youssef, thanks for calling in. Matt, you think people are making excuses for Broner? I mean, I don't know. I said it, bro. We've been here before where we think that Broner is in shape. I mean, can anyone remind me of a quote from the Porter fight? He made weight there easy. I mean,
He
you
did
know,
get the second day weigh-in though.
what?
Remember there was a special second day weigh-in clause for that fight? Like you can only rehydrate like 10 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, but they both skipped it though. But and again, that doesn't have anything to do with making the initial weight, right? It's just he was like, you know what? Fuck that clause. You know, that's probably what it was because it was
It was a catch weight. It was 144. Again, I don't put much stock into like him like having to skip the second day weigh-in or whatever. I just think that the idea that we get a motivated Broner, like that automatically changed.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
what
enough.
Broner does. Like that, I think that's a myth. That's a myth. I'm sorry. We know what Broner is. And there's times where he executes and there's times where he doesn't. He's that sort of fighter. And I think we just need to come to like realization of that.
It's hard for me to realize that. It's hard for me to believe that I'm such a puss, man. I'm like, yo, I want to believe that he can do better. I want to believe that he wants to capitalize off these opportunities. I want to believe that people want to keep making those $1 million paydays. I want to believe that people want to be the best that they can be. I want to believe that people hate to hear the shit that they hear and read about themselves, and they want to change the perception of themselves. If you watch the press conference, you know, he said it. He said he wants the writers and the bloggers and everyone to write positive things when he does win, because he feels it's unfair. He feels that he gets a bad rap and that the world thinks that he's this fuck up because of the things that, you know, the reporters write. I mean, he obviously took some credit for his own mishaps, but I don't know. He definitely wants us to give him his credit if he beats Mikey Garcia. Do not say that Mikey was small moving up 2 years from now or the next fight when we're like, oh yeah, but Mikey was little. If he stops him, you know, Mikey was small. We all know he was best at 126. We don't want to hear none of that.
Quick question about Broner. Do you ever feel like he has a game plan for 12 rounds?
And again, bro,
sit down and they have a game plan. So they're going to do all these different tactics to implement these different strategies to win the fight.
Bro, I'm more caught up in the story.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be.
I
think that's a distraction for the media and the fans. I think Broner's the same regardless.
Yeah, because you know you're judge, jury, and prosecutor. That's who you are. Let's go out to Scorsese. Scorsese, Mr. How are you?
Tim Bradley retiring, and I'm unlike everybody else. I don't think Tim Bradley is a Hall of Fame first ballot type fighter.
Is he really retiring?
Yeah, that just news jumped today that he's planning it to announce it, and I think it's because this division in boxing as a whole is getting younger, and he see that, and he been seeing that for quite a while. His best welterweight wins a 41-year-old. And his other one is a robbery, and you know, Brandon Rios, and you know, on that level, he was trying to avoid that. He did a good job of it. But if you calling Bradley a Hall of Famer, then I think you got to call Danny Garcia a Hall of Famer today. I think you got to call.
Whoa. I don't know if your memory is, you know, good or whatever, but Tim Bradley has a very extensive resume.
Yeah, very, very top rank protected. Lost to Manny Pacquiao each time. Beat a 41-year-old. That's your best win. Devin Alexander, Lamont Peterson would be the best two after that. Khan got knocked out. Danny Garcia won these fights by KO. He was KOing Morales. He would have to get beat by an old legend. He knocked him out. You know, he knocked Khan clean hell out.
But why you bringing Morales up? Timothy Bradley ain't fight Morales.
No, I'm just saying, Timothy Bradley fought the 41-year-old Marquez, and I mean, it was a pretty good fighter. He didn't knock him out. He got beat by Manny 3 times. Manny old too. You're supposed to be the young dog, take him out. He couldn't do it, and he never fought none of these top guys over here today. So I'm not about to just be like, yo, you're Hall of Fame.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. First of all, he was beating the shit out of Diego Chavez, who cheated. He beat the crap out of fucking Jesse Vargas, who was at the time undefeated, up and comer top 10. You know what I'm saying? He did what he was supposed to do to Brandon Rios. He was the first one to give Devin Alexander a loss. He was the first one to give Lamont Peterson a loss. He beat Kendall Holt when Kendall Holt was the truth. Man, your memory is just whack. He's the first one to beat Miguel. He was one of the only ones back in the day to beat Miguel Puppet Vasquez. No one was signing up to beat him, and the only other person that beat Vasquez was Saul Canelo Alvarez at the time. He went across the pond and beat Junior Witter. Man, get your ass out of here. You don't even know shit about boxing. You just talking. You just talking. You just talking. You just talking. You can't discredit all those names because you all of a sudden are tired of that generation. When he beat Peterson, that means something. He was the first one to give Peterson that loss. And Devin. When he beat Devin, it was a super fight. When he beat Devin, it was a super fight. Man, get out of here, yo. You don't know. I don't even know why we take your calls, yo. You so toxic. All you ever do is be negative.
You're going to rank people based on them getting opportunities because they're not dangerous, and then they don't come
opportunities. You a fucking casual fan. You a casual fan. What fucking opportunity Devin? What opportunity Timothy Bradley had? He was with a shit promoter. You don't even hear of the promoter he was with because he don't exist no more because it got swallowed. What opportunities he made him? He went across the pond. When you talk about opportunities, he just signed with Top Rank the later half of his career. But you a casual, fickle ass fan. You don't know shit about boxing, and you just talking because you got that big old hole in your face. Marcus from DC, you're up.
Yo, you ain't give it to him, did you?
Nah, I mean, how you gonna discredit?
I already know, fam. Hey, look, you know how we say what is already understood don't need to be explained. So I dig everything you're saying, bro. Listen, Andre Ward had said something in the second Kovalev fight, even in between coming up to it, and he said, man, it's not that the man ain't working hard. We know he working hard in camp. I got people out there. He said, but you can't have 2 or 3 camps and beat somebody like me who got 10 years of constantly stacking his conditioning on top of each other. People keep saying, well, yeah, he had 147, but if I remember correctly, didn't he get Porter to come down to 44 at the last minute of the week of the fight or some bullshit like that? I don't even think he fought him at a real 147. Didn't he? Check that out, Max, because I think there was a tweet about that shit.
It was a 44. It was a 44, and then he was supposed to go 10 pounds above, but they let him go above the 10.
Right, because they said this shit at the last minute. So, yeah, he made those choices to go to 47. He made those choices that he wanted to eat steak, as he said. He wanted to be a rapper and do all this other shit. Because the 135-pound Broner that I saw fight DeMarco, I would never in my life pick Mikey Garcia to do any work with him. I wouldn't even pick Mikey to get past the 8th round. But that's not the Broner we're talking about no more. The Broner we're talking about right now, man, he wants to be a rapper. He want to be in these streets. He want to be in the club. He want to be drinking bottles. He want to be taking videos and getting dick stuff. You can't do that with a young dude like Mikey who be stacking conditioning on condition. Everybody keeps talking about the people that Broner fought. What about the camps that Mikey has been in, the champions he sparred being over at the Wild Card? What the champions he sparred being on the Top Rank banner? What about the people he fought out La Colonial Boxing Gym? Y'all keep forgetting about these other dudes who keep screaming his Broner resume. Broner got his ass beat when he fought good people. Another thing is, listen, you can't beat somebody just because nobody has never seen nobody like you. Sugar Ray Leonard has never seen nobody like Hearns before, but we also never seen how Ray fought when he fought him, because when you haven't seen something, it brings something out of you. Mikey got that gut in him, and I'm telling everybody, listen, you can go back and it's going to be like, listen, basics beats athletics. If you got to fight an athletic fight, you beat him with the basics. Who better at the basics than Mikey? That 1-2 will come all night, cracking down the middle. He going to bust Adrien up. Adrien will be doing that leaping in left hook shit. Mikey ain't going for that shit. He gonna keep his distance. He gonna keep the range. And I just feel like Adrian's not game. He not game condition ready enough to fight this dude, man. And that's why the 5 pounds negated don't really bother me in this one. Otherwise, man, I would have picked Broner, but this ain't the same Broner, bro. This Mikey Garcia, man, with unanimous decision, if not a late stoppage, man. We might see Broner check out for like a year after this fight. That's my call, bro. Good shout out to y'all, man.
My bad.
That's all good. I'm saying shout out to the Boxing Voice, man. Shout out to me. Shout out to everybody, Matt. And my man, Info Joe, man. Ain't no show. I'm still listening, baby. I'm right here, DC in the building. I'm out.
All right.
We got a ringer, Stainless from Nashville.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yo, what up?
What up, Stainless?
What up?
Sorry, I had to put that blunt down. I just wanted to get my picks in. I'm gonna stay on the line because I just love listening to this shit. I'm going for Garcia, Charlo, and this has actually been my toughest pick. Big Baby Miller. Garcia, I think he's got the more consistent round per round, and Broner's been known, even in his best fights, to lag off, to start off slow. So I don't think Mikey Garcia is going to give him too much of a chance to get out of pocket on him. That's my call. Please make sure that you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. I'm going to get back to this blunt, man. Y'all go ahead and keep this live ass show popping. Peace.
Go ahead, Stainless. You got 1 minute. I mean, Scorsese.
Hijack my entire call because I got an opinion, bro. That's my opinion. I don't think he's a great fighter.
Trash opinion.
Fighter, but I'll talk about Broner and Garcia. I think he got opportunities because he can't punch and he's not dangerous. And he lost a lot of those. But anyways, to this Broner fight, I think Adrien Broner showed a lot of stress in his face. He looked older than he actually is. Looked like some alcohol coming out of his face. The hard work showing on his face. But then again, I'm hearing Mikey Garcia don't look good this fight either at 140. Anybody see the pictures on him? Anyway, I heard he didn't look good. So if neither one looking good, look, I'm just gonna go by what I think skill wise. I think Adrien Broner is a little more flashier, can put different things together, can do different type things, and Mikey's more basic, and Adrien built for basic. He's not built for somebody who would throw the right hand over his shoulder. He built for somebody who would throw it straight and he can hit it off his shoulder and counter him. I think that's what Mikey Garcia gonna give him. And if he's at his best, either one at their best, we get the best of both. I would pick Adrien Broner in this bout, and I think he could actually stop Mikey Garcia. I don't think Garcia really could. Nah, he's already slower. Add 5 more pounds. Add a defensive specialist that can make you keep your hands on him. Nah, you ain't getting no stoppage yet. No. I don't see that. But yeah, man, let's go hijacking my call.
Whatever, man. You need to learn something about the sport before you go disrespecting Timothy Bradley. We're going out to the 315. 315, you are live. First time caller.
Yeah, first time caller, man.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and play this first time caller intro, and I need you to go ahead and let the world know your name and where you're calling from and jump into your picks.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Yeah, this C-Note, man. Syracuse, New York.
C-Note, what up,
That's
man?
what's happening, man.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, what's happening, man?
It's all good,
Yeah,
man.
I just started listening, man. Real quick, I was never, hip to the podcasts and all that, but y'all and Paulie Malignaggi, you're the only one I listen to. But I'm gonna get into this pick, man. Broner and Garcia, it's like a toss-up, man. I see both the views that everybody talking about from paper and logistics, what y'all was saying as far as resumes and quality opponents and all that. I mean, I can see where you're coming from. I don't really go off that. I mean, I just kind of go from the style. I believe in styles make fights. So I try to predict the fight off how the styles are going to match up in the ring. I mean, Broner doesn't really move too much, so he's there to get hit. You flurry on him, you're likely to get a few through. He counters well, though, so Mikey's going to have to watch out for that. Broner's got pretty good power, too. I don't think the not moving thing is going to come into play too much because Mikey doesn't really pressure too much or have a really high punch output. I mean, Mikey does have good precision, and we're going to have to see what his power is like coming up, you know, into somebody on AB's level. You know, it's the highest competition that Mikey's ever seen, and he's coming up a little bit, so we'll see how the power carries up into 140. I think it's going to be pretty technical, low output. I think we're going to see some solid punches landed from both the guys. Ultimately, I think Mikey finds a few more ways to land, grab a decision, but I think Broner will have his times, and he'll be right there to make it a close competitive fight. So I'm going to go with Mikey, man. Even though I think Broner's going to be right there, I'm going to roll with Mikey, man. One other thing, too, I haven't heard nobody mention it. Matt, I know that you're the MMA guy. Jones, D.C., man, you know, I cross over a little bit, man. You know who you got in that, Matt?
You can go to Mixed Combat Radio on all platforms and find out my pick.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't know, man. Like I said, I just started listening. So, yeah, man.
No,
I like
it's
the
all
show,
good,
though. Like
Cino.
I said, I only listen to y'all.
It's all good, brother. I mean,
Yeah,
look, I
yeah,
just
the
want
next
to. I
one.
want to thank you for obviously for listening. I mean, we've been knowing each other for a couple of years, bumping each other into each other at Verona, in the what is that casino? Verona, what casino is that? Shit. I don't know.
Turning Stone.
Turning Stone. That's right. Some good fights over there, man. Remember that Golovkin Proska was there. Damn, whatever happened to Jonathan Gonzalez? But listen, Cino, I'm gonna get to some other callers, but definitely follow Matt on Twitter. He does do MMA, and he did do a Cormier John Jones fight. You know, Matt, yesterday we're about to cross into another dimension here because of Cino and yesterday. Yesterday, I'm on SiriusXM, and I'm over there with the heavyweight, Jerry Cooney, and obviously his co-host Randy Gordon. I mean, Steve Farhood was there, Michael Coppinger, Michael Woods, all these people, and bro, they're wrapping up, and they do MMA picks on this Cormier, or should I say corny, hey? Like, it's corny, eh? Oh, get Canadian on him, like Cormier. Cormier fight versus John Jones, and I was forced to make a pick. Now, it gets even stranger. I actually know that Cormier won the first fight. I actually know there was a first.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
I meant John Jones. And I actually know that there was a first fight, but I only know that because somehow yesterday morning, by accident, when I turned on the television, it was on Fox.
Well, very quickly, before we finish that story, I'm sorry, but we have, I believe, our next guest on, and also Enrique's on. So we have to go to our guest first. Sorry, Enrique. But I believe Mario Barros is on. Monsterpiece, are you there?
Hey guys, no, I don't have Mario Barrios on today. Unfortunately, I just heard back from Barrios. He had an emergency, so he couldn't come on the show. But that's okay because you guys got me.
Cut it.
Wow, really? Really?
Yeah, we're gonna come right back to you, Monsterpiece, because I want to hear the rest of the story. Because it's MMA. I'm sorry, Monsterpiece. If it wasn't MMA, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, it just one Nessa story.
No, let her finish. Let her finish because you crazy Monsterpiece will quit on you right now.
She'll kill me.
Monster.
Honestly, I'm done. My pick, I'm done. I pick Mikey Garcia. I'll talk to you guys on Sunday.
You better not, Monster. You better not be catching feelings.
That was really
you can't watch boxing and be soft. You kidding me? Look at all the shit fucking Broner talks about his opponents. Boxing is tough.
What does that do with boxing though?
Yo,
I think anything to do with boxing.
Boxing is
something to do with boxing.
Boxing has shit talking. Boxing has shit talking. Come on. Come on. You going Mikey Garcia. Why are you going with Mikey? Why are you going with Mikey?
But Well, why are we all about boxing then?
Where you gonna be at on Friday for the weigh-in so the people can find Monsterpiece and take a picture with the lovely co-producer? Monster's going to the Mikey Garcia, Adrien Broner weigh-in, guys. She's gonna be at the Barclays.
Honestly, I'm gonna be like, where's Waldo? Because you're gonna have to really find me because I usually hide in those situations after what happened with Charlo.
Yo, he's there. You need to go try and talk to him again. You need to be like, yo, you're gonna be mad at a girl all the time? Yo, you need to save it for TBV.
I'm gonna have to reach out and see if the waters have cooled.
Yo, I'm
back and I'm better.
I actually sent them both a text today telling them that I would like to take them to dinner. Yeah, I did. Tell them I like to take them to dinner and shit.
Oh, no,
just make things right. I said, yo, just let me make things right, B. I said, my dog Matt got some edibles. Let's get this together.
Where's Matt, bitch ass? Why he's not quiet?
Yo, Monster.
Whoa. He know his joke went too far. He know his joke went too far.
I didn't go too far.
We gonna cut your ass next time you in New York.
He was in town. Didn't even bother to like. You guys didn't even bother to like hit Anna. Be like, hey, let's go and have lunch with Anna. Talk to her.
Whatever,
see, you know.
Yo, you hear her? You hear? If anybody listens to her, they would think that I've never invited her to a fight party. She stayed dissing my fight parties.
Oh.
Wait, I'm not talking about fight parties. You take the twist shit around.
Yo,
this is where people get
when Matt was here, Pacquiao fought Horn on ESPN. You could have came through for the fight party. You ain't want to. You and Mick Gomez want to snuggle up on the counter on the couch and shit instead of traveling. You don't want to come say hello to people.
Well, I will one of these days. I'm thinking of which is the fight that I'm going to do that for, and I'm thinking the Super G because that's huge.
It should have been Pacquiao Horn because Matt was in town. But yeah, Triple G, Canelo.
Now I just get the shit.
No, let's do Triple G Canelo. We'll fly Matt out for that one.
Let's do Triple G.
Really?
Nah, we could do that.
I'll be down. You want to fly me out to New York for Triple G Canelo, and I can come do live immediate reaction in studio because in studio sounds so much better.
I don't know. That probably isn't gonna happen. It costs so much money to fly from New York to
to
LA. Yo, it's like minimum $450, $460. I mean, the only way you find it cheaper than that is you taking like a 13-hour layover. But listen, Monster, talk some boxing because there's other guys under you.
All right, now I'm about I've been gone for a minute. I've been gone for a minute.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the clock on because this is now your boxing. This is now your boxing clock. Matt, you ain't even get out of hot water yet. She told you don't turn the clock on.
I didn't even press it. That wasn't me. That was Matt.
I know. Listen, guys, it's all fun jokes, everybody. I love these guys a lot, but I have been away for a minute, so I'm not really well versed on everything that's happening in boxing. So I'm just going to stick to the fights that I'm actually have been following, which is obviously the big elephant in the room, the Adrien Broner and Mikey Garcia fight. And in this fight, I really, really believe that it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know if you guys have brought that up already. I listened to the resume discussion that you guys had, and I don't think anybody brought it up. But do you guys think this is a 50-50 fight, in your opinion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that too. And when I was listening to the resume discussion, you know, both of you guys brought up good points for each fighter, and that's a great indication of a fight being 50-50. I am leaning towards Mikey Garcia. That's my pick. Now that I'm taking anything away from Broner, I love Broner. You guys know that when Bees was here and he didn't talk very nicely about him, or when MD was here and he didn't talk very nicely about him, I always gave Broner the benefit of the doubt because I really do respect his persona. I really think he's a genuine guy. Yes, he does a lot of fucked up things, but I honestly think that's really who he is. And I like that about him. There's a charm to his realness, and I give the guy benefit of the doubt. Plus, he's a great fighter, and we cannot deny not only his resume but his ability in the ring. But with that being said, I am leaning towards Mikey Garcia because Mikey is also a very talented fighter. And on top of that, I don't think we have really given, or maybe I haven't heard anybody give any consideration to who Mikey Garcia has in his corner. Robert Garcia is a great trainer, and maybe Mikey Garcia has not been in there with somebody like Broner, but Garcia has been in the outside looking in and training and also coaching a fighter through Broner. And I think that experience has to count for something. Maybe not a lot, but to me, it does serve a purpose when the fighter is A, very good, and two, his trainer is just as good. And because of those points, I'm leaning towards Mikey Garcia. I feel like he has a great person in his corner, and if he knows what's good for him, he'll listen to Robert. I'm still holding on to what Robert was able to do with Abner Maris, and if he could really turn a fight and really train him very well, there's a possibility that Mikey is ready for this fight. So that's the reason why I'm giving him that. I'm giving him that win. But anything, and I'm looking forward to Saturday. Ness, I love you. Matt, obviously, I love you too. Everyone, you already know it's TVV. Hit them thumbs up. Share the show. Patreons, y'all already know. Border Wars. Hey.
Later, Monster. Thanks for calling in. Let's get out to.
Hold on. We got Enrique.
Oh, the churchman.
The Cash Wheezy himself.
Just to hold the tape. He holding the tape.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I said fight too.
Stay focused. Stay working my dad. Nice boxing voice. If he comes to fight, I'm going to look for him.
I said fight too.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Good evening. I'm on 95 North, driving from Philadelphia, working. But yeah, man, I'm excited about the weekend fights, and the big one is Adrien Broner versus Mikey Garcia. I also got to watch Ness and the Jersey Boy Boxing Club click, like Glenn Tapia, terrific trainer, Daniel Jacobs trainer, some other guys. They said everything that has to be said about this fight, as everyone was mentioning, you know, when the fight was announced, about Broner's focus and Izzy focus, and Mikey Garcia's 24/7 focus. My thing about this, like Adrien Broner says, Mikey Garcia is a hell of a fighter. You can't discredit him. I have a feeling that it's going to be a war. Robert Garcia, the trainer, once said when Errol Spence was fighting Kell Brook, he said, you know, if he beats Kell Brook, if he stops him, yo, he's really the truth. Saturday night, whoever wins, and it has to be spectacular and not controversial decision, they're going to be the truth. You know, that's what this fight is about. And I want to say Adrien Broner, he's going to look real slick in the beginning, but I think Mikey Garcia is going to take over. And if he doesn't, it's because Adrien Broner is a smarter fighter. We all know every fight Mikey Garcia had, you knew he was going to win, whether it was Rocky Martinez, I did at least, Orlando Salido, and the last guy he fought was like a 4'11" height. I think Adrien Broner can pull it off, and I hope he does. I'm not a Mikey Garcia hater. I just want to see somebody who talks a lot of shit win. You know, when we had Muhammad Ali, we had Floyd Mayweather, we need Adrien Broner. You know, that's what's so dope about this fight. You know, Mikey Garcia is a technical guy. Will he knock out Broner? Maidana did not, right? And we heard that on that Jersey Boys boxing YouTube tape. Maidana hits hard. Maidana was knocked down in the 12th round. Just imagine, and I'm hoping that it looks a hell of a fight.
You mean Porter was knocked down in the 12th round. Maidana lost the 12th round, arguably to most people, to Broner.
Right. Well, see, those two names, even though he lost, against him. I mean, he was hurt in the 12th round against McDonald. Wasn't he like his jaw broken? And anyway, I just think that he has everything it takes to pull it off, whether he's consistent with his focus or not. He's a full-time fighter in real life. So, Adrien Broner, I'm gonna be in the building at the Barclays Center Saturday. So, if you see me, say what's up. What's up, Matt?
If you see him, say I watched the fight too. Yo, Cash, you gonna be bringing some of them Cash Wheezy shirts with you?
Yeah, I got a super exclusive one that I'm making. I hope it comes out as I envision it, and I'll be rocking it. And Boxing Fan Apparel coming soon.
You know what I'm saying?
Concert style boxing apparel. Man, good times, good friends. TBV podcast, Border Wars.
Yo, speaking of Border Wars,
Nestor Gibbs versus Zach. Yeah, let me get into that. Nestor Gibbs versus Zach tape will be dropping. It's just a hot mixtape, man. You just don't, Hove just dropped. You hear Hove got something brewing, and then you don't hear nothing. And then it's just like, the date is, boom, and then that date just arrives. So tomorrow, be on the lookout for that notification. Turn it on, A lot of back and forth comments.
Yeah, I mean, Georgie saying he want to call me out since I lost. He talking about he want to take me on, but I'm the B side. Georgie can't even get a clean bill of health.
Georgie's not even on. He's not on Patreon though.
He a stunner.
Or is he?
According, I don't think so. What the hell is this?
He borrowing somebody's account.
I don't know.
No, but I'm. What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Nah, you say he borrowed someone's account.
Yeah, he borrowed like the Netflix account, Yeah, man. So I see you guys Saturday. We talk tomorrow. Look out for that tape of Nestor Gibbs versus Zach and other little exclusive bits that haven't been released yet that made the cut. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right.
Pretty much it, and I just missed my turn. All right.
All right, Enrique Church, man.
Well,
thanks for calling in, buddy. I hope you make it home safe on that ride from PA. You know what I'm saying? He's working hard. Enrique is a big-time director. We're going to go out to the home of the new WBO champion, Jeff Horn.
No one can stop me, really. Oh, there's a king croc right there. This croc has enough power in its jaws to rip my ass right off.
You can be the legend to become a legend.
Honestly, it's unbeatable.
You can be the legend to become a legend.
Hey boys, great show as always. Look, I'm at work, so I'll give my quick prediction. Oh, before I even give my predictions, Casual, where you been, man? You're so casual, you don't even bother turning up anymore, man. We miss you. But yeah, so my quick predictions will be Mikey Garcia by absolute whitewash. I don't think it's as. I think everyone's buying into it too much. Anytime Broner's even stepped up to the plate for better competition, he's either struggled with a controversial win or just flat out lost. I mean, what's his best win? Like Ponce de Leon, I don't even, Malignaggi is his best win. It's controversial at best. And I just don't think he has the potential and talent that everyone thinks he does. I think he's a little bit flashy, which everyone buys into, but I just don't think he's got the talent. I think Garcia will probably score a flash knockdown or two and just outpoint him 8-4, 9-3 at least. So that's what I think. But I don't know. We'll see how we go. But
Josh, you gotta mute yourself, dog. What are you doing over there?
Yeah. So and then on the other fights, I'm obviously picking Charlo to win. I actually will go for the upset, Washington for the upset. To be honest, I think it's going to be a close fight, but I think Washington can pull it off from what I saw in the Deontay Wilder fight. So I guess we'll see how it all pans out. But yeah, Mikey Garcia by murder, Washington in a tough decision, and Charlo as easy as it gets, and obviously Frampton too. But that's my call, boys. Thanks for the show. Thanks for everything, and sign up to Patreon if you already haven't.
All right, Alex, thanks for calling in. Josh, talk to me with your background noise.
Yo, man, it's like I think Skype updated the app, so I was like messing around with it. My bad. Hey, yeah, I just want to make my picks real quick. I think Mikey's gonna beat Broner. It's a mismatch. I got Charlo beating Heiland, and yeah, I don't know about Victor Ortiz, man. I think he's gonna get. I think this is just like a tune-up for him. But I don't really care about. I don't really care about that fight, anyways. And yeah, man. As far as the Patreon, man, like I know I've been kind of hating on the Border Wars, but man, I think I'm gonna upgrade my tier to $5 to watch them fights. So you know when Enrique is gonna put the fights?
He said tomorrow. He just finished saying that it should be dropping tomorrow, and for you guys to check your notifications. And we do apologize about that. Remember, we did hire a film company from Canada that ended up canceling last minute. So hopefully for the future, we're gonna go with my guy for the future, the same one that did the 3 TBV appreciation nights. That's who I wanted to go with from the beginning. But imagine, you know, Jose's a close friend of the show. We wanted to give his guys a shot. They offered us a good deal, and that's what happens when you get good deals. Shit don't turn out good.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jose, man, because he broke it down for me. And yeah, man, shout out to you, Ness, for taking the time to address the Border Wars. But man, that's my call, man. I gotta go.
All right. Well, Josh, man, thanks again. And listen, not only for you, but for anybody. Let's say you're $3, right? You just upgrade. You're only gonna, you know, charge you the 2, and then for the next month you can downgrade. I mean, not that I want you to, but obviously if you can't afford it, you can't afford it, brother.
Very quickly.
Quickly, very.
Before we go to Dempsey, our very loyal ringer, and you can get that ringer status on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. What was the MMA thought that you had in your head? I wanted to finish that.
Oh, so
he so rudely interrupted us.
Yo, this guy probably was sitting over there like, fuck, I need to jump in. I want to remind him. I want to talk MMA on the show. So, yeah, no. So, like, I got lucky, right? Because here I am in this studio amongst all these knowledgeable people, and they're fucking talking MMA. And I could be the guy that doesn't say anything, but somehow, again, I'm sure I was watching some boxing and it stood on Fox Sports 1. So when I turned on the TV, boom. UFC was doing like 24/7 type of coverage on Cormier, John Jones. So I was like, fuck it. You know, I'm in my bed. I'm doing the laptop thing. You know what I mean? I could leave this playing in the background. It's not bothering me, right? So, yeah, then I got to find out Cormier lost to John Jones. John Jones had all these legal issues, similar to like Broner, except this guy's doing coke and shit. You know what I mean? He's crying. He got him with videos crying. They keep repeating that video. He's crying. Then you got Cormier, who's like a vacant champ, is the impression I got. Don't correct me because you're all bougie MMA correct. I'm just saying.
I want to be a casual, yeah.
From what you know, the way that they were presented is like Cormier became champ because this dude wasn't around. And yes, he's defended it and he's considered a champ, but he's never been able to avenge this loss. And now you got all this Brock Lesnar talk. I mean, it's more build-up. Seems like that Pacquiao-Mayweather effect where it's like, oh, I'm about to have a big fight. Let me talk about anything. Because it's like this skinny dude who's got mad problems, you know, whether that be with probation, coke habits, driving while intoxicated, DUIs, all type of shit this dude's had. I'm supposed to believe now he's gonna move up the heavyweight and beat up a big ass heavyweight. Have you seen the side-by-side pictures of these two? I mean, actually, of course you have, because you even posted it, because you're, you know, even though you're against it as well. But yeah, so that's what it was. I did say, unfortunately, I had to make a pick. So I was like, yeah, man, based off that dude being like the Adrien Broner of UFC, I'm gonna pick Cormier, since I'm not going to pick Mikey, right? Like, that's what I told them. So I was like, since I'm not picking Mikey because he's consistent, I'll pick Cormier because he's quote unquote the consistent one in this matchup. But yeah, Michael Coppinger said Garcia's gonna win big. And he also picked John Jones, and Michael Woods picked John Jones. Everybody picked John Jones. Who'd you pick?
Well, I mean,
oh yeah, you got to go to your podcast. All right,
I go to my podcast, Mixed Combat Radio on YouTube, iTunes, Facebook, etc.
So that's all you wanted was to say that one more time. You could have just said, "Yo, Ness, yo, you should finish that story on my," and then
I'll put it this way: John Jones versus Brock Lesnar, because I did not talk about that on my podcast. I can talk about that here. John Jones would finish Brock Lesnar within 3 rounds.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, if he beats Cormier, that's a big fight then, because I'm sure Lesnar wouldn't agree with that. As big as he is, if he thinks he's gonna lose to that, because John Jones is like type skinny too.
John Jones is also like 6'7".
Oh, is he 6'7"?
And he cuts a lot of weight, and he has the longest reach in the UFC.
Are you exaggerating, or is he 6'7"?
He's like 6'5", 6'7".
You're such a liar.
He has an 84-inch reach.
He just dropped 2 inches that quick. Why don't you just find out how tall he is instead of telling lies? 760. You're live. First time caller? 760. First time caller?
Forgot about Dempsey.
Going once.
Hello.
Go to Dempsey. We're back at you, baby. You took forever. We're going right back at you. Don't you hang up. Dempsey, talk to us.
What up? What up? I'm gonna try to make this quick.
What up?
For the picks, man, definitely got to say it's been really, really tough deciding between Garcia and Broner. I know so many of the people have just been so solid with their picks, and understandably so. But myself, man, I get real conflicted with myself when it comes to making these decisions. When it comes to 2 talented fighters like these two. Really does. But in regards to that, I'm gonna have to go with Garcia for the win. I don't know if it'll end by decision or stoppage or whatever, but I'm gonna go with Garcia for the victory. For the Charlo fight against Heiland, I got Charlo taking the victory in that one. I do believe he will be the first guy that will stop Heiland. Heiland's a tough guy though, he is, and he's got pop himself, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a moment where Charlo might get a little rocked or something. We'll find out. And then we got also Gerald. We got Gerald Big Baby Miller against the Gallo Negro, Gerald Washington. And you know what? That's been another tough decision as well too. And but come to really think about it, man, I'm probably gonna have to go with Washington on this one. I'm probably gonna have to go with him. He's fought a few better names, and he seems to have more opponents on his resume that have a lot more fights under their name. So in regards to that, it seems like he has more experience fighting guys with a lot more fights. So, but it is a possibility Miller could take him out with one shot. It's a possibility. I mean, that dude's a fucking beast. Seriously. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Washington on that one, and that's my call.
Dempsey, thanks for calling in. We're gonna go back out to that 760. See if he's ready to make his first time call entrance. We're gonna get and play this first time caller intro, my friend. You go ahead and let us know your name and where you're calling from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
Alex G, coming from San Diego, California.
Alex G, what's up, brother? Talk to us about this card.
Yeah, my first time caller. I've been listening to you guys for a couple months, so love the show. I think you guys are doing a hell of a job, and just want to give you guys props there. But the card's pretty good. I'm pretty excited for the fights there. I don't know much about Big Baby Miller. Never seen him fight, but I think that should be a good scrap between him and Gerald Washington. So I can't really make a pick, but I think I got Jermall, Charlo probably taking out Heiland. I think he'll do good. The size differences, I think it's gonna be a little too much in the speed. But that Mikey Garcia Broner fight, it's a good fight. I've been kind of tossing back and forth, between that fight. But I think today I woke up and I think I got it with Garcia. I think he's just too technical. He's
little bit taking the sport a lot more serious, and I think he's going to beat him by unanimous decision. I think Broner will have his moments. I thought Broner looked a little dry during the weigh-ins, or I mean, just on the press conference today. So I don't know if he's struggling to make weight or, you know, if he did that right. But I think I got Garcia winning, definitely.
Well, all right, brother. I want to thank you, obviously, for calling in first time. And I know you just said you just started to listen. So once again, thank you for tuning in and becoming part of the family. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel to get those notifications, because we do a lot of spontaneous shows. And guys, man, if some of these live episodes are too much for you, do not forget that you can always sign up on subscribe rather on iTunes. And, you know, get it on your run and things like that, you know, on your way to work, your commute. Podcast is definitely a great form of digesting your boxing news. You know, we're going to keep you up to date. And we definitely do a lot of shows throughout the week whenever there are some hot button topics. We're going to keep these phone lines moving. Remember that Skype, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype if you want to call, absolutely free. And internationally, we're going to go to 415. First time caller, 415.
Yo, what's good, Ness? No, I'm not a first-time caller. I called in, what was it, Monday, Tuesday on the Resume Show. I called from a 619 number. I'm representing San Diego, too. I'm just calling you from my work phone. But listen, just to get into it, man, before I get into my point, I want to bring up a very important point that you brought up yourself, was it on Monday or Tuesday with the Resume Show. When Broner was in against Maidana, not only did he get knocked down, it was a fight in where he continued to win rounds himself. And that's a very important point. He got knocked down twice and got up and continued to win rounds. And the elephant in the room that nobody seems to be mentioning is when they're picking Garcia, which, like I said before on Monday, Tuesday, I'm not taking nothing from Garcia. Who has he beat? Who has he beat? Besides Salido, all those guys that Mikey has beat, what have they gone on to do? Nothing. And when we talk about AB, we say, well, we've heard this from AB before. He's dedicated to the sport. He's ready to fight now. But then we're judging that off of his losses. Now let's look at the losses. Maidana and Porter. Okay, what did Maidana go on to do after he beat Broner? He went on to fight Mayweather twice. Why did he fight Mayweather twice? Because the first fight was so competitive that a lot of people thought that, being that Maidana had been in with Mayweather before, it was the first time, that the second fight could be even more competitive and maybe he can win. He beat Broner. What did Sean Porter go on to do? He's a dude that's still viable at 147. A dude that lost to Thurman, which I thought he lost to Thurman myself in the competitive close fight, but it was a fight in which the winner got beat up. He beat up Keith Thurman. Even though I think Thurman won, he beat up Keith Thurman. Those are the two dudes that he lost to. Who has Mikey beat? Where has he had to dig deep? Where has he had to make adjustments? Where has he been busted up? A dude that had a 2-year layoff, that's had 3 fights against dudes that he was tailor-made to look good against, guys that straight up and down, don't move their head, gonna stand right there in front of him to get hit, and everybody's saying, well, I think Mikey's just a little bit too technical. I think, against who? Against who? Man, let me tell you something. AB is gonna win this fight. I'm not.
Damn, did he drop off? Well, he was at work. Maybe he had to mute himself.
He was talking very loud. I mean, I don't know where he works, but
maybe his boss came in. He did say that was the work phone. Gabe, Salt Lake City.
What up, guys? I want to start off with Baby Miller, man. I'm super excited about Baby Miller. Did he get trained by that Sosa dude who trained Little B-Hawk?
Yes.
You know that's his trainer?
That's exactly who is his trainer, Adriano Sosa.
Oh man, that makes me like Baby Miller even better, man. When you got a Mexican that's in the East Coast, you get that Mexican heart with that East Coast flavor, you know what I mean? That East Coast style. Man, if Baby Miller puts out Gallo better than Wilder, and he gets set up with the later on this year. Does he get the Wilder fight next year? Can I ask you guys that? Does he get the Wilder fight next year if he beats Gallo better fashion? Because you got to understand, Deontay was struggling with El Gallo. He was struggling.
Well, I'll tell you this.
He gets another fight.
I'll tell you this. I got a, we'll call it rumor, or we'll say sources. My sources tell me if Baby wins this, he gets a 3-fight deal. So
it
could be Wilder, it could be Wilder, or it could be Joshua. It depends on who's the last man standing.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm excited about him. You know, I've been waiting for a heavyweight to root for. Deontay, it seemed like he was going to be the guy, but if Baby Miller does what he does, I loved him at the press conference today. He just got up there and pretty much punked El Gallo, took the mic from him and started talking shit right to his face. I don't know. I just gotta like Baby Miller for that, man. Also, the Adrien Broner, I have to agree with Adrien Broner, man. If he was Mexican, he probably would be, you know, a Canelo type-esque. You know what I mean? Like, he got the mouth. If he got that fan base behind him, I guarantee he would be, you know, top of the line. The thing is, Broner's just not dedicated like a lot of these Mexican fighters. You know what I mean? Broner loses, he has the excuse, oh, you know, I wasn't ready, overweight, or, oh, they're going to pay me. Doesn't matter what the weight is. I'm getting paid the same. You know what I mean? How are you going to have that attitude and want to be great? So that's why I got to take Garcia, even though I think it's going to be a close fight. This fight, in my opinion, it's either going to be the fight of the year or it's going to be a really boring fight. Because if they both decide to box, this shit could get boring, in my opinion. But I hope it's going to be exciting. I think Broner's not going to stay disciplined. He's going to want to go in there and be the aggressive fighter like he was against Sean Porter in that 12th round. That's when Mikey's going to catch him, get him down. Charlo, that's an easy win. I don't even know why people are picking that fight. But last question. Let's say it's a close fight, right? Nestor Matt, let's say you watch it as a close fight. You have Mikey winning 7-5. Does he get that victory because isn't it Mayweather Promotions and AB Promotions? Does Mikey get that win in Brooklyn and being, I guess, kind of the B-side?
Yeah, I don't really put a lot of stock in the idea that promoters corrupt judging and decisions. I think that's sort of an overstated.
And not in New York. I think New York's been fairly well. That's why there's been so many neutral territory kind of fights, meaning guys like a Thurman, a Porter would fight there. Thurman and Garcia. You know, Mikey's fought in Madison Square with Top Rank a couple of times. But listen, Gabe, thanks for calling in. Obviously, thank you for continuing to be part of the Patreon family. We do have to switch it to drive-by mode. All our Patreons, you can join us on Overtime. We will be going live at around 10 or 10:05 on Overtime, only on Patreon, where we'll be discussing multiple topics. Let's drive by. Well, I was actually going to give JP a full one because of the alumni status.
We can do that.
But I mean, since he's going to lose the J,
I allow it.
Lose the J and he's the B side, I should treat him as such.
Nah, he's the A side. Let's be real. He's the A side. A side. You get 3 minutes.
Give him a little 30-second drive by. B side status.
Hey, Ness, why y'all want me to lose weight to fight, man? I don't want to lose no damn weight to fight.
Hey, listen, you want to come in at 275 and be huffing and puffing after 30 seconds, it's all good, player. You want to give him a target. If you want to give him a target and be butterbean, hey, it's all good, player. You're going to be the one kicking yourself like, damn, I should have took it serious. You know, you're trying to rely on your skill. Don't be Broner just thinking you more skilled than your opponent. You got to actually put in the work. You don't play boxing. You should know that, but hey. You know what I'm saying? People going to pay to see you lose anyway.
Yeah. That's right. And I'm going to come in here and rep for all the robust fellas that have had to endure robust lives their whole life. That's what I'm coming in to do. But the fucking Alexander the Pitbull, that analogy he gave with Ryu and Ken was so perfect and appropriate. That shit was spot on. As far as the fight, man, initially when I first heard about it, I was like, I'm taking bigger, faster, stronger, which I thought is Broner. As we are getting closer, I tend to bring it back to a 50-50 fight. But I ask, like the caller asks, who has Mikey Garcia beat? And then if I examine the people who have beat Broner, they are out the same cloth. Sean Porter and Marcos Maidana fight almost the same exact style, but they're also the best at it in the sport. Sean Porter is the best at that in the sport right now. So I don't know if Mikey Garcia can put his volume and his tenacity at that level for 12 rounds like Sean Porter and Marcos Maidana did. I don't think he's never done it. I think he's going to try to do it. So I believe anybody can make Adrien shell up. You just got to work like a mother for 12 rounds. And I've never seen Mikey do it, and I don't think he'll do it. That's not in his nature to be a fighter like that. He's more of a tactician and he's patient. And in that game, I think if you let Adrien be first, he has a great chance of winning. So that said, I'm going to take Broner in the fight. In a close one, it'll be controversial. A lot of people may even say Garcia wins, but I'm going to take Broner. As far as Miller, I'm going to take Miller by a beatdown, and this is a guy we need in the sport. If you think back to when Sam Peter was hot, boxing was fun. The heavyweight division was fun because we had a big dude out there hitting motherfuckers hard, and that's what we want to see. So, yeah, I'm going for Big Baby Miller, and that's my call, guys. Thank you.
All right, switch it to drive-by. Let's get out. D in Atlanta, talk to me.
Yo, what's good, Ness?
What's up, brother?
I got Adrien Broner, 8 rounds. Adrien Broner, 8-round stoppage. I think he's stopping Mike Garcia in 8 rounds. I think he's the better counter puncher, the speed and the power, and he's more slick than Mike Garcia. And that's all I have to say.
All right, D. Well, thanks for calling in, my friend. We going out to Young Tigre in San Antonio. Young Tigre? Going once?
Ness, what up, big dog?
What's up, brother?
Ness, what up, big dog?
I got you. Copy you. What's going on?
Chilling, Matt. Chilling, Matt. What's up? Hey, G, I got Broner, man. I mean, he's been in there with better competition. I mean, Maidana and Porter, like homie said, you know, they're cut from a different cloth, man. They're that good. And, you know, Broner, I mean, he's got potential to be great. You know, he done slipped up here and there. Mikey's good, but who's he really beat? You know what I mean? So I'm rocking with Broner, man. I think it'll be a close one. It'll go 12, but I think Garcia might go down one time on this fight too, G. I mean, that's just my opinion, big dog. But and Charlo, he's gonna take care of business like always. You already know what it is. Appreciate it, guys, man. Good show, man.
Thank you for calling in, my friend. We're going out to Gary in Dallas.
Yeah, I think this is going to be fight of the year. I'm going to take Mikey by a knockout, but I think it's going to be a slugfest. Like, I think both guys may hit the canvas, but I'm going to take Mikey by knockout in the 9th. I'm going to take Washington on points, and I'm going to take Charlo by destruction in 2 rounds or less, and that's my call.
Gary, thanks for calling in. We got 720. First time calling, 720.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. I'm going to go ahead and play this first time caller intro, my friend. You go ahead and let the world know your name and where you're calling from. Get into your call.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
This is Matt calling from Denver, Colorado, by the way of Las Vegas. All right, y'all, I'm going to make this short and sweet for you. I'm taking AB. You know, I think Mikey is the better boxer. AB is the better fighter. Aside from that, I think everybody said this is prize fighting, but AB is going to win simply on pride fighting. He fights for pride. That's my call, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
I made my debut. Thank you for calling in. And we're going to 818. First time caller.
Yeah, what's up, man? First time caller over here from San Fernando.
All right, let me go ahead and play this first time caller intro. Let the world know your name. And I guess where are you calling from?
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Chris from San Fernando. Yeah, man. Hey, I think Mikey Garcia is gonna win by decision, and I think Broner's gonna go down maybe once in the fight. And if you look at Broner's almost all his fights, he's the better at the second half of the fight. Like after the 6th round and on, he adjusts more better, I think, than a lot of other boxers. Like he can adjust, but Mikey can adjust too, and Mikey adjusts in the first half of the fight. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be like, I think Mikey's gonna win the first half, and Broner's gonna win the second half. But it's gonna be a close fight. But I think I'm gonna give it to Mikey.
Well, all right, my friend. You said your name was Chris from San Bernardino?
San Fernando.
Oh, San Fernando.
San Fernando, California.
All right, Chris. Thanks for calling in, brother. Appreciate that. It is that time, Matt. It is the time to leave. I'll tell you this. I was trying to wait to the end of this show to decide who I was going to pick, thinking that my wonderful Boxing Voice family listeners were... I thought they were going to help me with that, Matt. I thought they were really going to help me decide which way to go. But, you know, I don't want to be that guy, but it kind of seemed like all the people are still split. It's just like a bunch of people called in for saying they're picking Broner, and a significant amount called in saying they're picking Garcia, and it was kind of all the same reasons
for each guy. You know, it's like who did Mikey beat? Oh, well, who did Broner beat? You know, like we heard that from both sides. It's
the same argument that we've been hearing for some time. I think this one is just gonna come down to fight night, man. But
you got to pick, man. You got to pick.
Yeah, there is only one guy that you say to yourself, if he comes in or if he does that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think I'm picking, though, you know. It's based off my
And right now we got another text from our other co-producer, Santiago. He has the final tally of callers.
Oh!
Wow, it is practically split. Oh my God.
It really is? How many?
14 for Garcia and 13 for Broner. One more person picked for Mikey Garcia. Charlo got a clear sweep of 10-0, and Miller got a slight victory over Washington with a 7-5 victory. In terms of callers.
Well, join us on Overtime for episode 14. We are moving.
And you can find TBV Overtime on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Yes.
The Boxing Voice.
Boxing Voice.
Yes. And remember, if you're broke like me and you can't afford to, support your favorite podcast, you can always do so whenever you do Amazon shopping. We all shop on Amazon. I buy my protein there. I bought my jump rope there because I could not find a long jump rope anywhere. That's where I bought my jump rope. I should have went to Everlast, but they take forever to deliver, and that's just random overtime talk. So you got a snippet of overtime right there. That was just a snippet right there. Just a little baby Gerber baby spoon part bit. Anyway, I can't wait for Saturday, but we'll probably be back tomorrow, and hopefully we get some excitement at the weigh-in because, you know, Broner and Garcia went at each other. If you haven't seen the press conference, you should. They did have some sharp words at each other, and maybe it'll get even better for the weigh-in, being as though, you know, the anticipation, you know, they're trying to make weight, yada, yada, yada. Listen, I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO, and join us on Overtime on Patreon.com/The Boxing Voice in exactly 6 minutos.
And I am Matt the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter. My Instagram is Matt Hunter TBV. And if you want to catch some MMA content, you can find my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radio, on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc., Facebook, and any other sort of podcasting platform. You can find us there and sort of digest some John Jones, Dana Cormier, UFC 214, and sort of find out our predictions from a pseudo affiliate of the Boxing Voice. And be back for TBV Overtime on patreon.com/TheBoxingVoice. Peace.